All right, hi everyone, what's going on? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back for that matter if you've been here before. And thank you for tuning into this Thursday night live stream, Z Talks episode 19. I've got two returning guests coming today, and we've also got two mystery guests joining us as well. So for anyone kind of wondering about the mystery guests, very quickly, we should have a guest coming in for the first hour. Then we're going to have a guest coming in at the second hour as well. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, today's guest is JOEsen from JOEsen the Old Millennial, and we've got Joe from the JOEsen One. So yeah, how are you doing, guys?
Doing good.
Yeah, good, Mike.
Awesome. Well, it's awesome to have you guys here, and yeah, I want to let everyone know mention the elephant in the room. Me and Joe are brothers, if you guys haven't already. So yeah, Joe's my older brother, and Joe has been on the live stream before and his channel JCX Fun, but there was a couple of issues with the channel, so I has got a new one called the JOEsen One. So Joe, for anyone who doesn't know you, we'll go to you first. Do you want to tell everyone a little bit about what your channel is all around?
Yeah, so basically it's a brand new channel. I've only got a few videos uploaded at the moment, and I'm just going to be a variety channel. So I'm sticking with the same elements as my JCX Fun channel. I just want to do a variety of stuff to entertain as many people as possible. At the moment on my channel, I'm just currently doing a food challenge mini-series. Yeah, so yeah, that's it basically.
Yeah, awesome. And yeah, if anyone who wants to go subscribe to any of my guests who join the stream, the links will be in the description box below. Please go support my brother Joey. Has recently just again started the new channel and is trying to build up to the first 100 subscribers. So yeah, please go support him and help him out. And yeah, I definitely admire the food challenges you've been doing. I can't eat that much food.
Oh, it's not good. I did one today and I wasn't feeling too good a few hours ago. But thankfully, my stomach's settled down a bit now, so I can enjoy the stream. So,
right. and well, Jason, have you ever done like a food challenge or anything before?
No. Only when I traveled to the Philippines, that felt like a food challenge. But
right. Oh wow. Okay. How long ago was that?
Back in 2014, maybe.
Oh wow. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. I've never been there before, so I wouldn't know what to expect. So if I do in the future, I'll let you know. And yeah, just before we kind of go further, I just want to firstly just hand it over to Jason now. Jason has been on Z Talks before. He's coming back, so welcome back, Jason. For anyone who doesn't know you, do you want to tell everyone a little bit about what your channel's all around?
Yeah, I'm back by popular demand.
Right.
I don't know if I'm not, but nice to be back on Z Talks. Enjoy getting to talk to Mike and the guests. Yeah, JOEsen the Old Millennial channel. I do talk about music and movies. As you see, I got some Beatles stuff up there. Love talking about the Beatles. Do a lot of ranking videos, like my top 100 favorite albums, which I'm up to, I think, 41 or 40 on that. Ranking all the Beatles songs, which I'm now getting to the top 100 favorite Beatles songs on that side. The movie-wise, yeah, I've been trying to do movie reviews of everything I'm seeing and trying to go through everything I've seen over the past year, which has taken a while, but because I keep watching new movies, so it just keeps I'm not doing the videos fast enough to get through all the movies I'm watching, but I'm trying the best I can. And yeah, just more ranking videos on favorite different genres and stuff of movies. And yeah, and doing collaborations with people like Adam from What the Gym, and doing a lot of those.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. And yeah, I know you've been going through like a movie gauntlet series where you're recapping like all those movies you've seen that you're in. Yeah, been loving those videos. And yeah, shout out to Adam at What the Gym, awesome guy as well. So yeah, Jason's got a great channel. I recently passed over 100 subs not too long ago and climbed to 150 now, towards 200. So please go subscribe to him, and also Joe from the JOEsen One. And before we continue any further, we're going to bring in our first surprise guest of the evening for the first hour, and that is my good friend Norin Radd89.
Hey, Norin.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey, Norin.
How are you?
Pretty good, man. Just chilling. Happy to be here. Thanks for letting me crash the party for the first hour.
Dude, absolutely welcome. I loved having you on the channel again. And also, I love the shirt, by the way. I can't see the full of it, but I saw it's Candyman.
Oh, yeah. It's the How to Summon Candyman. Love this one.
That's awesome. Well, I know my brother Joe is like a massive horror fan as well. So
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah,
awesome. So yeah, Norin, welcome to the stream again. I know you were on a couple of weeks ago, but for anyone who doesn't know of you, do you want to tell everyone a little bit about what your channel's all around?
All right, well, I do typically movie content, rankings, reviews, and stuff like that, but I also do stuff about my physical media collection. So I go over Blu-rays, 4Ks, and all that stuff. And basically, mostly horror content now because we're getting to October pretty soon. So it's going to be like all horror stuff mostly.
Right. Get you. Yeah, dude, you cover like quite a lot of horror and like physical media stuff. And I know recently you've been kind of like dribbling into kind of like doing like physical media hunts, and you take your kids to like the shops and see what you can kind of pick up. So yeah, enjoying that content as well. So yeah, please go subscribe to Norin Radd. The link to his channel is in the description box below, and go subscribe to Joe and Jason also. So yeah, guys, well, we've got quite a few comments, so we'll go through them, and then we catch up, and then I've got a couple of questions for you guys anyway. So yeah, Norin, first comment is Norin saying I'm pumped, can't wait.
All right, Norin.
Awesome to have you here as always. We've got the viewer Drew saying, "Hey, what's up?" So hey, Drew, I'm doing good. Yeah, and he also says, "Great news. Saw The Northman last night. It was amazing." Yeah, I've seen it, but have any of you guys seen it?
Oh yeah.
No, not yet.
No. Oh, okay. So Norin, because you're the only one, what did you think of the movie?
I thought visually it was really amazing, and I typically don't gravitate towards that period pieces that take place in that era or anything. But I thought the acting by Skarsgård was great, Nicole Kidman was great, and the visuals were very astonishing.
Right. Yeah, I think I've got to agree with you. Like, I know it's directed by Robert Eggers, and I've been a bit mixed on his past two movies, like The Lighthouse and The Witch. So I think Northman's my favorite, and I agree. Like, visually and acting wise, it's fantastic. Especially how they use like the real locations as well. It wasn't like just like a studio block, you know.
Oh yeah, you could tell like all that natural lighting they had going on that they used and stuff. It was really awesome.
Right. Yeah, I would love to hear Joe and Jason's thoughts on it. But Jason, I think for you, it might be quite violent, and I know you're not a big fan of like violent movies, I believe.
I like violent movies, depending on what kind of movie. I don't watch horror movies, but I watch action movies. I don't know.
Right. I thought it was one of those that you didn't like, if you like the violence or the horror element.
Yeah, I don't like seeing people get tortured or anything like that, but people shooting each other, I'm fine with.
Dude, that's fair. And well, Joe, you haven't seen it, right?
No, I haven't seen it yet. I think it's because I've seen too many mixed reviews for it, and I feel I've got to get into my like a proper mindset if I want to enjoy that type of film. Because I'm like Norin, I don't really like period pieces kind of thing. So anything that's like set before like I was born, I'm not really interested in that much. So
yeah,
I'll come across it. I will watch it at some point when I'm bored, probably will.
Yeah, it's a movie. It's been on my radar. Nathan from Unbiased Movie Nerd always says that's his favorite movie of the year when he's on. And so I'm like, really? That movie? I'm like, okay, I guess I should go see it. I don't know if it's on. In America, we have something called Redbox. I believe that you can go rent movies for like 24 hours. And I don't know if it's on there. I can maybe go. I haven't seen it on streaming, so I like to catch it at some point.
Right. Yeah, I don't think we don't have Redbox over here. At least I've not heard of it.
Probably not.
Nah. So I know recently it's been like released on physical media. But actually, hold on. Firstly we've got Q Reviews here. So hey Q, hope you're doing good. But he actually says Northman's on Peacock.
Okay.
So maybe a way to check it out. But yeah, so hey Q, I hope you're doing good. Thanks for tuning in, dude. So yeah, Northman's an interesting one, and yeah, shout out to Nate as well if he's watching. Awesome guy. We've got Ryan from RWR Reviews. So, hi, Ryan. Hope you're doing good. He says, watching Gigi and Nate at the theatre, but just wanted to ask, do you feel a director and writer should be two different people, or do you think it's fine if the director is also the writer of the film? Okay. Well, Norin, I'm going to hand it over to you first. What do you think about this one?
Sweet. I think that's a great question, by the way. And for sure, I think in terms of like a movie's tone and the overall direction, I think it's better to have the same director and writer. But then again, there's still some directors who aren't great with dialogue or writing characters, but they're good at direction. So it really kind of depends. But I think from my point of view, I would much rather it be writer and director as the same person, because a lot of my top movies, the writer and director are the same person, or the director was involved in the writing process in some form or fashion.
Right. Yeah, I think it's like an interesting question, because as you mentioned, Norin, like sometimes with the directing, when they're doing that, if they've wrote that script also, like they know exactly the vision that they want to capture. Whereas if the writer's written and the directing it, they kind of can't get the full vision, I guess, at some points of what they were writing. So yeah, I think it's a good point. Joe, what do you think?
Yeah, I probably agree with Norin. I think it should be the same person, just because I think you're going to have maybe different personalities in a director and a writer, and the styles could clash, and it might not make for good movies having too many opinions on board, potentially. But sometimes it can work in its favour by not having different opinions, but it could also work in its favour in case something's really bad and a different person could point that mistake out and make something better. But I think it should be the same person overall, so I agree with Norin, to be honest.
Yeah, it's fair. And Jason, well, how about you?
Yeah, it seems pretty common for a director to also be writer. It seems like I see that quite a bit, and it definitely works out pretty good, it seems like. I mean, it could be either way, directing, writing, or having separate writers. Like said, Norin and Joe said, depending on the director, I suppose. Some directors they always write their own stuff, and that works out pretty well for, like, Woody Allen or something. He definitely needs to write his own stuff, probably. He definitely has a specific mind, or like Tarantino. I don't know if anybody else could write or direct what he does. He has such a specific vision, I think, that only he could do, probably. And I think directors, even if they aren't writing, they have their hands in everything, probably. I think, as far as movie making, I'm sure even if a writer comes in with their script, the director probably goes over it and changes things to fit his vision. So I'm sure they have a hand in that either way. Directors also are involved with editing every time, usually, and cinematography, all that stuff.
Yeah, I think like you guys all make great points. I think the only thing I would kind of say differently here is, I know it's not in the question, but I'd also say, like, for 99% of the time, it doesn't work if the person like directs it, writes it, and then acts in that movie also.
Yeah, that happens.
Like, I remember one of them was, I can't remember the guy's name, but Titanic 2, which was an asylum movie. Straight away it's going to be terrible. But I mean, with the guy like Rick, wrote the movie, directed it, and there was like the main lead also. So I think that's like sometimes can be like a bit egotistical, But yeah.
Well, does Adam Sandler not write his movies and direct his own movies from his Happy Madison production company?
I don't think he directs them.
Yeah, I don't think he's actually directed them. I know he writes a lot of them and all that stuff, but like a lot of his friends too, and some of the other actors that are there, I know, because David Spade and him, they all did writing when they were on SNL. So I know they do that, but I don't think he's actually directed any of his yet.
I'm not too sure. I just know he likes starring as a main role in all his films, what he writes. So
yeah, I know Joe's not a fan of Adam Sandler at all.
Not at all. I can't stand him.
I don't blame you. Yeah.
Oh, not for me.
I remember a couple of years ago now, it was reported in the newspaper that like Adam Sandler was in like Durham, like our local town centre. And Joe was like, I really wish that he doesn't move here in the future. Imagine bumping into him.
Yeah, there was rumours he wanted to move to Durham, wasn't there? For a little bit. I was thinking, oh, imagine wouldn't Adam Sandler Asda.
Yeah, for Joe would be a bit awkward. We've got Jamie Lee from in the front row. So hi, Jamie. Hope you're doing good. She says, won't be able to catch us live as the boss, Jacob, and I are watching Star Wars, but enjoy. Yeah. Well, that's awesome, Jamie. And I know Jamie on her channel's going through like first-time watches, and she's watching the original Star Wars for the first time. So yeah, enjoy the watch party. But she does say here, here's my question. Jace, are you watching Tales of the Walking Dead? And Joe starts Tales of the Walking Dead. But yeah, are any of you guys watching this Tales of the Walking Dead?
No, yeah, it's obviously I'm a massive Walking Dead fan, and I will get round to watching it because I like watching all the series that have like Fever Walking Dead. But after seeing Jamie Lee's review of the second episode, I've seen it's the worst episode of TV ever. It's kind of put me off from watching it. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to. I'm probably going to start watching it after I've watched the final season of The Walking Dead because I've got my mind set on. I just want to watch that first, and then I'll probably start a different Walking Dead series. Right.
Yeah. I mean, I know you obviously watch it religiously, but yeah, there's so many of it, and it's spin-offs and stuff as well.
Oh, it's ridiculous because we've actually got another one out. I've only watched one episode. It's based on a bunch of kids. I can't remember what it's called. Right. It's something The Walking Dead. I can't remember. It's got that. It's got Fever Walking Dead, The Walking Dead. Now it's got Tales of the Walking Dead, and we've got all these other spin-offs. It's hard to keep up, but like I said, how much of The Walking Dead I'm going to watch after this last series, I don't know because The Walking Dead's been extremely poor for the last 6 seasons, I'd say. So, like, I watch The Walking Dead because I want to watch, like, an all-out zombie series, but there's not many zombies in it now, and it's put me off a little bit.
Yeah, it's not ideal, and I know that was, like, one of the reasons why you didn't like the new Resident Evil series also.
Yeah, so that was fantastic news 2 days ago when I read that the new Resident Evil series wasn't getting renewed. So that was fantastic. That's terrible.
I'm not really surprised. I mean, did any of you guys see that series?
Yeah, the Resident Evil Netflix series. Yeah, I watched that one. But it's like, in terms of, I think it was just because it's that content. Like, if it wasn't attached to that intellectual property, I don't think that many people would have a problem with it, but it's because they focus on stuff that really has nothing to do with Resident Evil, and that takes you out of the whole series.
Yeah,
exactly what Norin said. Totally agree with that. It was called something else like Apocalypse. I probably might have enjoyed it somewhat, but like Norin said, you just remember all the Resident Evil video games, and that's what you want a Resident Evil series or movie to be like. And if something's not based on the video games, you just think, this isn't Resident Evil for me. But that's my opinion anyway.
Yeah, no, I agree. I haven't seen the series, but it's like anything that, you know, we all like know or love or whatever, if they make like a series or movie of it and it's like nothing regarding that movie or series, it's instantly going to be probably terrible.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, definitely agree. But thank you for the question, Jamie. We've got Abby saying sibling shout out. Well, hi Abby.
That's my sister.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah. Awesome. Well, hi
Abby.
Good.
I told her I was going to be on this, so that was nice. She's listening in.
Very nice.
Well, appreciate you being here, Abby, and thank you, Jason, for the shout out there for your sister. So yeah, hope you're doing good. We've got Sophie from Soph's Retro Revival saying evening, gents. So hey, Sophie.
Hi, Sophie.
And she also says, Joe, I love the food challenge videos.
Thanks very much, Sophie. I enjoy doing them until I'm actually eating all that food when I don't like them so much. But yeah, I'm having fun with the mini series. I've only got one more video left to shoot for that. I've got 3 uploaded on my channel at the moment. I've got 2 more scheduled for release. I've just finished one today, what I need to edit, and then I've got the final one to do next week, and then that's food challenges done for now, I think. Hopefully, because my waistline's got a lot bigger this last 2 months. So
what's it with you and Mike both like doing the food challenges?
Do you like doing food challenges, like?
Well, I like in the past, like Joe.
I've done some with me.
Yeah, I've done like a couple with Joe, but not
really?
for like years now. It's more like for me, it's just like the Mike tries video. Where I'll just like try 1 or 2 things and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't mind food challenges, but it's just a case of I'm not a big eater. Like Joe can eat a lot more than I can. So like those challenges he's been doing, I know through. I'll be like, right, I'll probably fail that. So I'm just like, nah. Maybe if I get the 2K, I'll do like a food challenge run or something.
Yes.
Remember you did some kind of drink with a marshmallow flavor?
Yeah. Well, over in the UK, I'm pretty sure you guys have it in the States also. But
After
like
you did that, I saw it in the store and I was like, there it is. Marshmallow. I never heard of it. And then there it is.
Yeah, I was notified of it from Trav Tries because he got it and I was like, oh wow, like he always tries American foods you guys get that we in England like never get ever. So when I saw it, I was like, oh wow, awesome! I've got to go get it and go try it. So yeah, it was pretty cool. But Norin, I wanted to ask you because we were talking about this early in the stream. Do you do any food challenges, or is there any usually like in your area or anything like that?
Oh no, yeah. I mean, there are stuff like that goes on, but probably the biggest like thing that goes on here is we have like this cookout thing. We have a stadium that's probably like 20-30 minutes from me, and like all the best barbecue people and chefs and like all those guys, they go rent their like stalls and they all cook like tons of barbecue and kind of just like drink beer, sip wine, and walk around and just taste everything and stuff like that.
Oh, sweet. Oh, dude, that sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, well, that's awesome. Yeah, so maybe in the future you might see food challenges from like either of those guys apart from Joe, but we'll see. So says Jason. My Jason said, thank you for checking out his streams. Much appreciated.
Yeah, enjoyed it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, so Jason's also awesome as well. So
yeah, Sophie keeps saying Jason, and then I have to remember, oh yeah, that's her boyfriend, not me.
Right. Yeah, we've got Q Reviews here saying, what's up, guys? So, hey, Q, hope you're doing good. We've got John Smith saying, ahoy, ahoy also. Hey, John, I hope you're doing good. And Q says subbed. So I'm not too sure who he subbed to, but thank you, Q, regardless. It's awesome. And yeah, any of you guys as well, if you're not subbed to the JOEsen One, JOEsen the Old Millennial, or Norin Radd89, the links are in the description box below. Please go subscribe to them. We've got John Smith saying, I watched the first 2 episodes of Ring of Power at cinema last night, and it's okay. It won't change your life or anything, but worth your time. Yeah, have any of you guys seen this Rings of Power series, the brand new Lord of the Rings series?
It's coming out tomorrow on Amazon Prime, is what I understand.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't think it's released here yet.
I'm waiting for it tomorrow.
Oh, okay. That's why none of us have seen it then, because I've seen like a couple of people posting like the YouTube, like kind of Facebook group in saying like, you know, their reviews for it. But they must have just got like early screeners. So
early screeners. I don't know.
So any of you guys gonna be watching the Rings of Power series?
Yeah, I'll give it a try.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, are we all fans of Lord of the Rings here?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe next time we're all on the stream, you guys will hear our thoughts on Ring of Power. But yeah, John was saying he got to see it in the cinema and he thought it was okay. So yeah, definitely just kind of going open-minded for that. But glad you got a chance to check it out, John. No spoilers, by the way. We don't want any spoilers here, so definitely not. But John was saying about the writing and directing, if they're writing the same thing or not. But he says writing, directing, starring in movies can go 2 ways: either Orson Welles or Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've still never seen The Room, although it is on my 100 list to watch.
Is it?
It is.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
Have you guys seen The Room?
Not sure.
I've never
That's
watched the movie, but I've watched other people react to the movie, so I feel like I've seen enough of the movie that I don't need to see the movie.
I think the only thing I've ever seen of that movie is a couple of years ago now, The Disaster Artist with James Franco and Seth Rogen, I believe, where they kind of mocked that whole thing of like how it was made and stuff. Yeah, I've heard it's not great. We've got Pete from Play Nintendo saying, "Evening, Mike, Jason, and everyone. Hope you're well." So hi, Pete. Hope you're doing good. He asks, "What films are you looking forward to coming out at the end of the year?" Norin, do you want to go first?
Sure, definitely. So probably the top one I know, because I'm gonna, once the tickets like come out, I'll probably do it that first weekend, is Halloween Ends. That's probably one of the big ones because it's the final like confrontation for Laurie Strode and Michael Myers. Like, I don't think Jamie Lee Curtis, I know I love her to death, but she's getting up there, and I really don't think she's gonna try to return as the character anymore. So that's a pretty big one. And then, I'm trying to think. Well, because a lot of them got postponed. Like Evil Dead Rise got postponed till next year. Yeah. Creed 3 was supposed to come out in November, and that got postponed. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So there's like four movies in my top 10 that I had earlier in the year. I did a ranking for a top 10 coming this year that I want to see, and there's like 4 of them that got postponed till next year. Even Mission Impossible 7, we're not going to get to see that till next year either.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I think like Halloween. Yeah, Halloween Ends. I'm intrigued by. I know Joe's a big, obviously, Halloween fan as well. So I think we both agree with that. I'd say for myself, yeah, I agree. No, like Halloween Ends, and for me, Avatar 2. I'm quite interested for.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued to where they're going to go with it. But Jason, what movies are you looking forward to this year?
The only one on top of my mind is Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. I believe it's coming out towards the end of the year. And definitely would like to check that out. I can't remember what else is coming out on top of my mind. I'm still trying to catch up on movies that already came out. Like Elvis is coming out tomorrow on HBO Max. And September 8th, Thor Love and Thunder is coming out on Disney+. So those are the movies I'm looking forward to, catching up on streaming on the ones that already came out.
Right. Yeah, awesome. And I'm assuming you'll be covering them on your movie gauntlets coming up.
Right.
So, yeah. and Joe, what about you? What movies are you looking forward to? I
think it's pretty much all the movies you guys have mentioned. The main one being Halloween Ends. I'm stoked for that. I'm just interested to see how that's going to finish. I think it's going to pretty much mean the end of Laurie Strode rather than Michael Myers. But I'm excited to see where that's going to go. And yeah, Avatar 2, Black Panther, and just any horror movie that gets released in the cinema, really, because we don't get a lot of horror movies getting released at the cinema. And obviously it's coming to October, so I'm hoping there's going to be a lot of horror movies getting released soon.
Yeah, you're right. Like I can't remember many. I think there's one actually coming out called Smile. I don't know if you guys have seen that advertised.
Oh that looks good, really.
Yeah, that looks quite cool.
I saw one. I don't know if it's coming to theaters, but I saw the trailer. The Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. Because Winnie the Pooh is a public domain product now, so anyone can make like a story about it.
Right.
Yeah.
I was wondering how they were going to do that as a horror, because of like the licensing and stuff, but public domain, explains it.
Oh, man, ruined my childhood. Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to be intrigued to see how it goes. I mean, I'll certainly be watching it. I think it's going to be an interesting take anyway. Because I know several years back when they made the live-action Scooby-Doo movies, James Gunn wanted to make them as a horror originally. But obviously the studio was like, Hanna-Barbera was like, yeah, that's not happening. Blame them. And I think another movie I'm quite intrigued for coming out is the new Hellraiser movie. Yeah.
Yeah, that one I think is going to Hulu. It's going to be on Hulu, and it's directed by David Bruckner. Yeah.
But I believe like Clive Barker is like back to like at least some form of producing it or writing, as far as I'm aware. So Yeah, I'm intrigued to see where they go with that. But yeah, Pete, thank you for the question. And he also says here, favorite film you've seen on streaming? Oh, now are we talking about in general, or are we just talking about like this year? I mean, I know one of the most recent ones I watched on streaming I really enjoyed was Fresh. That was Sebastian Stan and Daisy Edgar Jones, and that was awesome. Really, really good movie. But yeah, Joe, what movies have you seen in streaming that's been really good?
Come to me last. I'm gonna have to think about this one. I'm not too sure.
All right. Well, Jason, we'll go to you.
The Adam Project on Netflix has been my favorite movie of the year. I think it's a really solid film with Ron Reynolds. 13 Lives just came out a couple weeks ago on Amazon Prime. It's a real good, I think, a good movie. I would definitely recommend. And I just saw Samaritan the other night on Amazon Prime with Sylvester Stallone, which I thought was a solid movie.
Oh, okay. Okay, awesome. Yeah. That 13 Lives, I've been really meaning to check that one out. And the Samaritan, I've heard mixed things about. I've just heard it's completely kind of stupid, but I'm still intrigued. Stallone being a superhero. So yeah, there's some good picks, man. A lot of those I haven't seen. But yeah, Norin, how about yourself?
If we're talking about like in general, I'd probably say Justice League Snyder Cut. If we're talking about in general, but if we're talking about this year, it's probably either Fresh or The Sadness. Those are probably the two. Because yeah, Fresh was Hulu and The Sadness was on Shudder, I think.
Yeah. Again, man, I agree with you about Fresh and Sadness. I got a screener for, but I just never got a chance to check it out. But I know Joe
it's
loved
intense.
Yeah.
I know Joe is big on that one.
Oh, so good. Yeah. Well, I think the guys have pretty much done for me. Like the Adam Project, I thought that was phenomenal. I'm not a massive Ryan Reynolds fan because I think he's the same person in every single movie, and I was a bit skeptical of watching it. But I think Mark Ruffalo and the kid in it, I'm not too sure of his name, like they just worked really well together, and it was good. Like at the end, I had a little bit of a gulp in my throat as well because I thought it was a bit sad as well. So like Jason said, it's such a solid movie, and as Norin said, the sadness is so gory. It's phenomenal. I recommend that movie to everyone because it's probably the best movie I've seen this year. I'd say The Sadness. And other streaming one, I'll probably say in general, I really enjoyed Army of the Dead as well.
Yeah, the Zack Snyder one.
Yeah. I thought it was really good, yeah.
Yeah.
And Jason was saying about 13 Lives. That's another movie I want to check out, but I'm a bit skeptical on that one, just with it being like 2.5 hours long. Yeah, I'm just wondering, is it going to drag a little bit with it just being like the premise of the movie, some kids being trapped in a cave kind of thing? I'm thinking, is it going to be too long? But Jason thinks it's awesome, so I might have to check it out.
Yeah, I've heard it can be, from what I've heard in a couple of reviews, I've heard like it can be a little bit long. Like Jason covered it recently on his movie Gauntlet. But I've heard like overall it's meant to be like a really good story. And I don't know like the true story of it, so I don't know how it ends or anything either. So I'll be going in kind of blind with it.
Yeah.
But I know
it's funny because
sorry, Jason.
The Rescue, of course, came out on Disney Plus, Discovery, whatever. And that was a great documentary. And so coming into 13 Lives, I already knew everything that was going to happen. So I wonder if the movie would have been better if I didn't see The Rescue first. And I came in not knowing what was going to happen exactly. I mean, I knew they were going to come out alive because of real life, but the problems that occurred during the movie, I already knew were going to happen. And so I wish I was more surprised, but it's an interesting thing, though. I had no idea when I watched The Rescue that there's going to be a dramatic retelling of that story. Yeah. But I would recommend watching 13 Lives first, maybe, then watch The Rescue. But
no, that makes sense because I know Jason, like that you mentioned that. I know Elliot from IMO Reviews just today has reviewed 13 Lives also, and he said like same as you because he knows the true story of it. He knows obviously how the movie's going to play out, so it kind of ruins it a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'll be intrigued to check it out anyway, and Joe does as well, and see what we think. I'll let you know, Jason, if I do.
Okay.
We got Lego News saying "Hola, señores." So hey, Lego News, hope you're doing good. And we also got D Movie Man. So hey, D,
Yeah.
hope you're doing good. Absolute legend. He says, "Hey, you all. I'm curious to know some of your hidden gems so far this year. Name one TV show, one film, and one song that more people should be watching and or listening to." Oh, okay. I like this question.
He loves asking these hard questions. Every time.
D always has these very thought-provoking questions, which I always enjoy. So yeah, well, thank you for the question, D. I'm not too sure top of my head first. So does anyone want to take this and go first?
Not
Oh,
me.
I guess. Oh, did you want to start, Jason?
Oh, I said it before, but I still think the Umbrella Academy is a really good TV show. And Jamie from In the Front Row, whatever, she talked about it when she was on Z Talks, and she didn't like the show, and I had to defend it in the comments. And she kept going, oh, Jason, like I just met her, and she was like disappointed with me because of my comments. I'm like, man, like I still stand by it. I really like that TV show. I don't know if enough people are watching it or talking about it, but it's got a great sci-fi superhero element to it, and it's funny. It's got action. It's got surprises. So I still think it's kind of a hidden gem, I guess, in my opinion. I don't know.
Get you. I've never seen the Umbrella Academy, so I can't comment. But my partner loves it, so
Okay.
I've heard good things. So okay, so you'd recommend Umbrella Academy. What about one film and one song?
Gosh, I don't know about song. I don't really listen to music. That's not before this decade, I would say. Movie. I don't know. Like I said, the Adam Project. I don't know if that's a hidden gem or not. I still think that's one of the best movies of the year. I don't know if enough people talk about it or consider it to be one of the best movies, but
Sure.
I don't know. And I've heard people not like it maybe, but I don't know. I still think it's and like Joe said, I think a lot of people are kind of turned off by Ryan Reynolds a little bit because he's doing the whole Deadpool thing in every movie.
Yeah.
Because it works, because he's funny. And so he just keeps on doing the same character because it's been working for him so well. Like
Right.
Adam Sandler probably doesn't do, maybe Adam Sandler does a little bit different stuff, but for the most part, it's always Adam Sandler, you know? And so if it works, they don't go away from it sometimes.
Right.
But I still think Adam Project has some good emotional moments, like you said, that made me tear up a couple times. So.
Oh, awesome. Well, yeah, Adam Project, I heard like mixed things around, but like a lot of people were like it's really good or that just wasn't for them. So yeah, it's good. I'm gonna have to check it out. So thanks for the answer, Jason. I'm glad you tackled it first. Well, Norin, you were kind of thinking you had one as well. So yeah, do you want to go next?
Okay, so probably let's see. For movies, I would say hidden gem because I know a lot of people probably haven't seen this. Is You Won't Be Alone, and it's probably because it's a period piece film and it's a very kind of visual storytelling type film. And it's also, I believe it's either Finnish or Swedish. It's in a different language, so you have to read subtitles and stuff. But the visual storytelling is so good. The acting was very immersive. So You Won't Be Alone would probably be my selection for like hidden gems of movies. And then for TV show, it's not new. I don't think it's new to this year. I think it came out last year, but they're getting a second season and it's going to be on Netflix and it's called Sweet Tooth. I actually thought that was a really good TV show. Like just the first season, like I was emotionally invested in the characters. And when they announced that they got the second season greenlit, I was like, yes.
Yeah, that's Sweet Tooth. I remember seeing it like advertised on Netflix when I was scrolling. Just never seen it.
I haven't heard that one.
No.
It's good. It's good. I highly recommend that one because it's got like just it takes place in the future where humans are being born as kind of half animal, half humans.
Huh.
And these children, so some people view the children as like the next evolution, and that's how humans are going to be in the future, so that we're able to adapt to nature and stuff. And then other people view the children as like evil, and they want to annihilate them all and stuff. So it's a very good, gripping TV show.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, so I've never seen any episodes, so yeah, it sounds pretty good. And what about one song?
Song, oh, like I'm kind of the same way with, like, as Jason said, like I listen to much more like my era as a teen or anything before that.
Yeah.
But there's an artist now that I really like, and it's kind of weird because I listen to a lot of rock, heavy metal, or rap or hip hop. But I like this new artist, and she's recent. It's Dua Lipa, and she does like amazing kind of pop songs that actually sound like disco influenced. And I like that aspect because like disco is kind of like a lost, dead music art. And when I listen to her songs, I'm like, damn, like I can picture this in like a Saturday Night Fever. Like I'm like, I could picture this in that movie.
Yeah. I don't mind some of the songs. Like my favorite song by her is probably Levitating.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
yeah. So, dude, yeah, some awesome choices. Before we go to Joe, I've actually just had to think of this while you guys were answering. So for me, for movie wise, and I think Joe's seen this as well. It came out last year, and I believe I ranked it number 4 on my top 10 of the year, and that is The Killing of Kenneth Chamberlain. That was like an early screen sent to me by Gravitas Ventures, and I got to interview the directors last year with Rashad, and that is like just an absolute massive gut punch at its core. You will leave that movie like frustrated, angry, almost like in tears, if not in tears.
That's quite a recommendation.
Honestly, it's such a powerful movie, and it's obviously a lot about racism, but it's based on a true story as well. That's the sad thing, but yeah, I recommend definitely to you guys or anyone watching The Killing of Kenneth Chamberlain. A fantastic movie. That's movie-wise. TV-wise, I don't think anyone has seen this series, but it's called The Kicks on Amazon Prime. It's basically only one season, but about like a girls' soccer team. And I heard good things about it going into it, and I was like, is it really going to be that good? But I honestly found myself really intrigued by the end of it. So I quite enjoyed The Kicks. And for song-wise, for anyone who likes Cobra Kai, there's a band called No More Kings, and they made a song by 2010-2011 time called Sweep the Leg, which is all around Johnny Lawrence and John Kreese.
That's a great name.
That would be, yeah. Awesome, really song. It's got like a really good beat to it. So yeah, that's my recommendations. Joe, what about you?
Movie wise, I don't know how hitting it is, but yet again, it's for sadness. Like every time I mention my film, a lot of people actually haven't heard of it. But considering it was on Shudder, I thought a lot more people would have come across it. But it doesn't seem to be the case. So I definitely recommend that for any horror fan, gore fan, zombie infection fan. Phenomenal. TV show. I don't actually watch a lot of TV shows because I don't get a lot of free time for myself, and it takes me forever to actually watch a TV show. But my favorite TV show I've seen as of late, probably Reacher. I really enjoyed that. That was awesome. That was a lot better than I thought it was going to be because I'm not a massive fan of the Reacher movies with Tom Cruise in, and so I didn't have high hopes of a series, but that actually portrayed the actual book a lot better than the movies did, and that was a really pleasant surprise. I really enjoyed the Reacher series. I think they're making a series 2 of that as well, so I'm excited to see that. And music-wise, I'm just like the other guys. Like I'm living in 2008 still with my Blink 182, and so.
Yeah, I know Joe likes a lot of like pop punk.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, that's some good answers, and I was trying to thank Dee for that question. Really, really good question.
Cobra Kai season 5 is coming out September 9th, I believe.
Week, yeah, can't wait.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. Norin, do you watch Cobra Kai?
I actually haven't seen any yet. I know. I haven't seen any yet.
Man.
It's when I have to commit. There's like probably one like week or whole week. I'll just like commit and like binge the whole thing probably.
Yeah.
Dude, I think you'll really enjoy it. Like, it's only like 20, 30-minute episodes as well, so it's not like too long, like each episode either.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
I've never seen anybody do 2 hours on a trailer, and Mike, Jamie, and somebody else. I'm forgetting now.
right.
With the Rashad.
Rashad, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, did like 2 hours on the trailer, and I was like, wow, they are fans. Like, I like the show, but man.
But you know, the one thing that made me realize that, Jason, is when me, Rashad, and Jamie were talking about that trailer, is, you know, these channels that do like trailer breakdown videos or like watch it like 0.25x speed. I know someone does that for Marvel movies. Like, we were there 2 hours just talking about like a less than 2-minute trailer. How long they actually must take to actually do their videos and watch it multiple times over. It's crazy.
I was amazed. You watch the trailer and then you're like, let's watch it again, and then
Right.
you watch it again.
Honestly, love Cobra Kai. Massive fan.
Oh, it's a great show.
Yeah,
definitely.
Awesome.
We've got here as well. So we've got Lego News question says, what is one horror movie that scared the hell out of you? And before we give our answers, Soph says for her it was Insidious. So yeah, does any of you guys have like a particular? I would say very quick for my answer. I don't know if I've got one like nowadays, but when I was younger, and Joe might be able to test this, is the original It miniseries. Because like when Joe was watching that, obviously Joe's a couple of years older than me. Like I first saw that when I was like a much younger kid, and I just remember the two scenes was when Pennywise is outside between like the clothesline and the clothes are obviously like flapping in the wind, and it's like a slow reveal of him. Like that was always creepy. And then the scene where I think it's either the end of part 1 or going in part 2, where he's like hanging near the bridge, like there's like a big lake, and he's like near a bridge cave, like signaling like come on in. Like that always creeped me out as a kid. So yeah, it's miniseries for me when I was younger. Joe, how about you?
Yeah, when I was younger, I'd probably say the It miniseries also, but as an adult, I'd probably say a movie called Hell House LLC. It's like a found footage, but I'm not a massive fan of. It's a horror movie as well, obviously. But yeah, Hell House LLC. Just about a group of friends are exploring this haunted hotel or house type of thing. It's found footage. I thought it was really creepy. What I did not expect at all, because it might have creeped me out more because I thought it was going to be like rubbish. So my expectations were low on it. But yeah, I suggest check. I think we've got 4 movies of them. The first one's the best by far. The sequel's not so good, but yeah, Hell House LLC was the last movie me and my wife watched and thought, wow, that was really good. Actually, it was actually pretty scary. So yeah, that one for me.
Awesome. I never knew you watched that actually, because me and Emma watched like all of them.
Yeah.
And the first one, I agree, is awesome.
Yeah.
The others are pretty good because they try to like follow on from like how the first one goes.
Yeah.
The first one is quite unique. Like it's more like in your face found footage than like, right, here's a jump scare, you know what's gonna come kind of thing.
Yeah. Like yeah, it wasn't so much jump scares, just like just creepy. And it always kept you thinking something's gonna happen here. And how do you have edge of a seat? But yeah, I think it was about, I don't know, maybe a year ago, I think I watched them. Like, me and Jess watched the first one, and we loved it so much. When we seen there was some more out, so we just binge watched all 4 of them. So
yeah.
It's a late night that night.
Yeah. Well, for any of you guys interested, I think they're on Amazon Prime, if I'm not mistaken.
Not sure.
Well, Jason, how about you? Because I know you're not a fan of horror at all. So is it every horror movie?
Yeah, I'm having a hard time really answering the question exactly the way he's questioning it, because I don't watch horror movies.
Right.
And I'm trying to think of anything I've seen that scared me as a kid, but because the first thing that pops in my mind is not a horror movie, but it's Jurassic Park. I saw that in the theater when I was 10 years old, and that was scary to me as a 10-year-old. Those dinosaurs look so real, and I mean, I can't express how real they were, like for somebody at the time period, we've never seen anything like that before. CGI dinosaurs that looked like that, or robot dinosaurs, whatever they used to do the close shots. The T-Rex scene and then the raptor scene. I mean, my heart was pounding when I watched that as a kid. So that's the first. It's not a horror movie, but it's the first thing I think about. That really scared me as a kid.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is, Jason, when you mention that, is I know recently Blacktastic Media over on his channel was telling a story about like his ever experience seeing that in the theater when it first came out. And you're right, at the time they used animatronic dinosaurs. So that's why if you watch it now, it holds up because it's not like 20, 30-year-old like CGI. That's obviously dated. And I think like that's why back then like that movie Jurassic Park will always stand up, because it was animatronic, so the actors and actresses can actually react to seeing like a dinosaur in their face. It would scare them. Whereas like nowadays, like you got Chris Pratt acting with a tennis ball and a stick, bring it's like the dinosaur head. You know?
Yeah,
like
the other Jurassic Park movies don't scare me as much as that first one, because I think they use too much CGI now. But yeah.
Right. Well, especially that scene with the T-Rex as the camera leans in and he's like looking into the car as well, you know? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And then, Norin, how about yourself?
Okay, so not too many horror movies like scare me now like at all or anything, but the only horror film ever in like the history of my life that I've actually had dreams or nightmares about was Phantasm, and this is like a 70s sci-fi horror film, but it's because the tall man who is played by Angus Grimm, he just stuck with me. Like it just, plus the main character, and it's a boy, like a young boy, and he's like dealing with the stuff that the tall man trying to figure out stuff, what he's doing. It's like a mystery. You see this guy lift a whole like coffin by himself, and you're like, what the, like you don't understand like what you're watching. And then especially how it ends, like, yeah, Phantasm was probably the movie back in the day as a kid, but then I just watched it over and over and over until I wasn't really like scared of that anymore. And now it's like probably one of my favorite sci-fi horror films out there.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's awesome. I've never heard of Phantasm.
It's great. There's 5 of them. So there's 5, and Angus Grimm plays the tall man in all of them. So it's like kind of almost like a Robert Englund thing. Like he just played them all the way through.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Awesome. Have any of you guys heard of Phantasm?
No.
I've heard, but I've never seen it before.
Oh, okay. So Norin, how old were you when you first saw the Phantasm movie?
I was probably like 7 or 8. I was probably I was really young.
Yeah.
My mom was like, she let me kind of watch stuff. The very first horror movie I saw was Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. But yeah, I was probably like 8 or 9 when I saw Phantasm for the first time.
Right. Well, to be honest, it sounds like all of our experiences are from when we were like a kid. So like, never show our kids horror movies and they'll be all right.
Yeah.
Why is it going to come on like one of these live streams one day and be like, oh yeah, I was scared when I was a kid. I've got like news saying the Winnie the Pooh horror movie just looks ridiculous. Like it's horrifying in a bad way, and just the voice is going to be so ridiculous. Not going to watch it, of course. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be checking it out. I think Norin and Joe probably will. Jason,
I have to know.
Right, Jason, would you watch that movie?
I don't think so. Am I supposed to? I don't know.
You do. I just didn't know if you were going to make maybe an exception for one movie, but that's fair.
I've actually not even seen a trailer for it yet, but I think it's going to be a really popular horror movie just because the trailer seems to have went viral and loads of people are talking about it. So as bad as it might be, I think it's going to do exceptionally well in the numbers. But I'll check it out.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's just the fact of like, obviously everyone knows Winnie the Pooh, even if you haven't seen it in your childhood or adulthood, whatever. And obviously I know Disney did the movie a couple of years ago, and then I know there was another movie before then as well, Goodbye Christopher Robin, which I prefer over the Disney one. But yeah, I think just because like Winnie the Pooh's obviously a big renowned name, people's gonna be like, a horror movie? Winnie the
Yeah.
Pooh. Like, what's
Yeah.
this? You know?
I actually heard that the creators, they were on like TMZ Live or something, and said that they're actually trying to do an adaptation for Peter Pan as well, because that's a public domain product
Really?
now too.
Jeez.
Well, I would watch it, so we've already got a couple of viewers right here. Yeah, actually. But yeah, Lego News, if you do get a chance to check out Winnie the Pooh horror movie, let us know. And yeah, I think our surprise guest should be coming in very shortly as well. So we've got a question here from Abby saying, what did you think of the movie Uncharted? I tried to watch it on Netflix, but got bored and quit after half an hour. All right, so before I answer this, I've seen it. Have any of you guys seen Uncharted?
No.
No.
Jason, you have? Okay. Jason, do you want to go first?
Okay. Where do I start on this? Uncharted, it's a video game that they, of course, adapted for a movie. The video game is, I bought a PS4 this last year or so, and the first thing I did was buy all the Uncharted games, so I heard how good they are. And they're some of the best video games I've ever played in my life. It's like you're in a movie as you're playing the character. I've never experienced such a cinematic feel in a video game before, which I absolutely love. I love cinematic video games. And I mean, the plot is so good in the video games. The dialogue is so good. There's lots of good humor, action. It's the best thing ever. And so, yeah, it looks like a good property to make a movie out of. But I just don't get the casting at all. Putting Tom Holland in there, because he does not look or fit Drake. I think his name is, in the video game is like, you know, a guy in his, I don't know, mid-30s or something like that. Yeah. And Tom Holland, I don't know if he's in his mid to late 30s. I mean, mid to late 20s or mid 20s. I don't know. And so, I mean, I guess they say it's like it's a younger Drake, whatever. But I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't have the feel at all of the video game. So what are you doing? Why not get Nathan Fillion or somebody that really looks and has the, you know, the chops for the part? And they put Mark Wahlberg in for the, now I'm forgetting names already.
Yeah,
Sully. And Sully's like in his 50s or something, or I don't know, mid 50s, late 50s. I don't know. And he's got gray hair. And anyways, you put Mark Wahlberg in there. It's like, I would want Mark Wahlberg as Drake, whatever, not as Sully.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess you say they're younger, whatever, but it doesn't fit the video games to me, I guess. And now if you don't play the video games, I guess maybe it doesn't matter, but I don't know. It just that's first off. Second off, it's just a boring movie. It's trying to be this action adventure movie, and I was just bored to tears the whole time. Did not get into the story at all. Did not care for the action. Yeah, I agree with my sister. I was just so disappointed with the movie that why not? And I guess I'm almost upset now thinking about it, because I'm like, you got a great video game. You should be able to make a good movie off of this video game, and this is your best shot. I don't know. I'm disappointed.
Right. Yeah, and to be honest, Jason, I think you make a great point. Like with you, you know, like yourself, like I've played the video games, and it's a bit like what Joe and Norin were saying about the Resident Evil series. Like they put that name attached to it, and maybe like cast some big stars or some big name to attract that project.
Yeah.
Then the movies, like as you said, Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg are nothing like the actual characters in the game.
Yeah.
So it's like a complete miscast. I remember coming out the cinema. I remember, like, you know, I thought, oh, you know, is it okay, like action popcorn kind of movie? But it wasn't one I thought immediately, right, I definitely want to rewatch this multiple times over in the next couple of years. I have no desire to. So yeah, I think we're both on the same page with that one, and I think Abby is as well. So yeah, that's fair. And just before we move on, we've got our other surprise guest joining us tonight, and that is Rashad G. So hey, Rashad.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on?
Yeah, hey man, how are you?
I'm hot. Shit, I just came from outside, man. In Florida, it's like 98 degrees plus 1,000, man. So I'm sitting there cooking in my own juices. Shit.
Yeah, but yeah, I've heard it's crazy weather, and I'm there next week, so I'll probably be experiencing that also.
Man, bring a lot of sunblock and a lot of Gatorade. You're gonna need it. Straight up.
Yeah, it sounds like it, dude, and I certainly will. But yeah, Rashad. So our guys we're just been like answering some questions and stuff in the first hour. But for anyone who doesn't know you at this point, do you want to just tell everyone a little bit about your channel?
Yeah, well, if you don't know me by now, shame on you. All right, I'm kind of a big deal. So, no, I'm just playing. Yeah, so yeah, I'm Rashad G with Rashad G Reviews. So yeah, I just talk movies, shows, whatever's going on in pop culture, whatever's trending. Like today, I just dropped a video about Lizzo and the comedian that came after her and that whole thing that happened there, you know. So I guess whatever comes off the top of his crazy brain, I get it on camera, and hopefully not too many people cancel me for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw your Lizzo video as well. I didn't even know about it, to be honest, so I was certainly intrigued by your video.
Right.
First I heard of it anyway. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but I'm not surprised at the same time, I guess.
Yeah, well, you know, just overly sensitive people, man. You know, the people ain't got thick skin like they used to have. You know, like, I remember going to school and, you know, they would have things called like snapping, when you would snap on each other. And if you got snapped on, you just got snapped on. Like, unless you come back. Now, if you come back and snap on the other person, then okay, you might get a victory. But if not, you got to take the L, laugh it off, and, you know, come back with some better jokes. But, you know, you don't go home and cry and say, man, I can't believe you said it about me. I'm going to shoot the whole school up tomorrow. Nah, that's not what we did back then.
Yeah, it's crazy like how the times have changed and stuff. Yeah, I think we're all from that kind of like generation or near enough. So
yeah, well, yeah. my daughter just like right before I got on here, my daughter who's 17, she just chastised me because she's a big Lizzo fan. And sometimes I admit you know, devil horns, I troll her just to out of her, and she wanted to actually fight me. I said, listen, you better forget whose body you come from, all right? You would think twice before you know. She's like, yeah, Dad, that's messed up. You shouldn't talk about her like that. What if somebody talked about Sylvester Stallone like that? I said, I don't know him. I don't care. You know, she like I'm gonna fight you over Rocky. Fuck out of here.
I know Sylvester Stallone's like your second pops though.
Yeah, he is. But hey, I'm not gonna. I mean, he don't know me. I don't know him, so I'm not gonna like fight you over him. You know, like, nah. Yeah, like she's ready to physically like fight over Lizzo. I'm like, dude, unless she cutting you a check, you better sit your ass down somewhere.
Hey, that's fair.
Yeah. Shoot, but anyway, thanks for having me on, though, man. I appreciate you inviting me, and you know, I know I'm kind of late to the party, but I had to go pick up some badass kids and, you know, drop them off. So I'm here now, though. So let's go.
Yeah, well, absolute pleasure having you, Rashad. Thanks for joining, man. Yeah, well, we'll just dive straight back into some comments there, Rashad. Well, we've got Ryan, who says, what is one movie poster that you love and one movie poster that you think is awful? I'm going to make a quick comment about the awful ones. I think this year, especially with movie posters, they're all kind of the same. It's all like some big movie with like 20 people plastered on the poster in a, like some form of different style. Like there's no like kind of just one person. Like for example, like Rashad, like those posters behind you, especially like the Freddy one. It's like maybe Freddy and like maybe one or two other people, and like that's kind of it. Like I don't know if you guys agree, but like this year especially, like Thor: Love and Thunder, like Doctor Strange, like Spider-Man last year, they have like 20 characters plastered on the poster.
Yeah.
There's no like uniqueness to their posters anymore. But yeah, I mean, what's one poster that you guys love?
Anybody gonna take it?
I'll go.
I would say for me, Back to the Future. Like I love like just simplicity of like Marty and just like, you know, posing with the watch and just the DeLorean hovering over him. And like it's just that's it. But you got like the colors, kind of like vibrancy of that poster, like makes it stand out. And once you see that poster, you know that what movie that is.
True.
Yeah. Rashad?
I would say first poster comes to mind is Conan the Barbarian. You know, very, very simple. You know, Conan with his sword. You know, I have the power. Valeria right by his leg, you know, with her sword as well, posted up. And just the font of Conan the Barbarian, you just never forget it. So That's the first one pops in my head is Conan. And yeah, Back to the Future, that's another one. Going to the video store in the 80s, you saw that cardboard cutout. Like every video store you go to, you always see that Back to the Future cutout because it was so badass at the time. But yeah, for me, it would be Conan. And posters that I hate, I have to agree the posters now because there's no originality to them. It's just all the characters, the name of the movie, and it's like you easily forget it.
Right.
So any poster of 2022 is the one that I hate.
Yeah, I've got to agree. Norin, how about you?
For favorite, one of my favorites, I'd probably say Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. And I might be biased because that's my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street film. But the Freddy's Revenge poster, and you have kind of like the Jesse character holding the girl, and you can see in the mirror, you see like the Freddy kind of skeleton look. And a lot of the Nightmare on Elm Street posters are all very inventive. Just the style of 80s posters is like where I'm at. And in terms of posters like awful, I was like, the movie's good, but the poster I think sucks is probably Scream. Like when you had the 90s horror films like Scream and Urban Legend, and all they did was have like the title, and then like they put all the teens on there like wearing like black shirts, and they would all just be standing next to each other. That was like, those are like boring posters to me.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, bro, yo, it's funny you say that about Elm Street 2, man. I'm glad you said that because people shit on the second movie, man. And mind you, I grew up in the 80s. And that was the first. Okay, I didn't watch 2 until a little bit later, but the poster and just the images scared the shit out of me for that second Freddy. Like that's the last time you saw Freddy as being scary. I can remember the TV Guide. I don't know if y'all know about the TV Guide, but there was something back in the 80s called the TV Guide. All right, and they would show stills of the movie that was going to be on HBO that month, and one of them was Elm Street 2. And there was a picture of Jesse mid transformation with the knives coming out. You just see him like. And as a 5-year-old kid, that fucked with me, man. So yeah, put some respect. Put some respect in that second movie, man. So yeah, I'm glad you said that, bro.
Yeah, definitely. Well, talking about the 80s posters, Rashad, obviously behind you got Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Yeah, Dream Warriors. Yep.
Right. Awesome poster. See it from here.
Thanks.
Jason, how about you?
Well, the thing that comes to mind for me is when I was like a freshman in high school, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace came out. And man, of course, I was like a huge Star Wars fan. And that was so exciting when it came out because I never thought I'd see another Star Wars film. And I had that poster plastered on my wall. And each of the prequels, I got the poster. And so I had all 3 posters on my wall in my room. And I'd say I loved looking at those posters, and those are always my favorite. Now, those are ones where they have a lot of characters in it, so it kind of goes against what Mike said, I'm afraid. When Mike was going on about his posters that he doesn't like, I'm thinking, oh, I like those posters. So I must be on the opposite end of that idea, I guess. It's very artistic, I think, the way they do the Star Wars posters. I really enjoy how they do them. As far as don't like, I can't think on top of my mind of posters I remember not liking so much. I will say I hate anytime I see something about American Horror Story. Those posters are terrifying, or not posters, but the images I see. Yeah. There's always like a snake coming out of someone's mouth or a spider coming out of somebody, and I'm like, oh my god, that's gruesome. And like I don't know. I'm like, I hate anything to do with snakes and spiders, so I don't know. But yeah.
Get you. Well, that's fair answer. But I think, like, Jason, kind of just go on the comment that you mentioned, I think we can all agree. Like, whenever they've made a Star Wars movie, though, the Star Wars posters are always iconic, even if the movie's not great. Like, you see that poster of Star Wars, and you're like, right, that's that Star Wars movie. Whereas, like, the posters this year, like for Doctor Strange and stuff, it's kind of like, nothing special about it. I don't know. Joe, how about you?
I'm probably the wrong person to ask. I don't really take much notice of movie posters, if I'm honest. The ones that stand out for me, probably the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre poster. I really enjoyed. I like that one. And I quite like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake for the 2002 version, I think it was. I like that poster. But yeah, I've never really paid much attention to movie posters. I remember when we used to go to HMV back in the day, and you'd be scrolling through all the posters what they were selling in a shop. I was just looking for boobs rather than movies. So, yeah, that's my answer.
Okay.
But yeah, well, as a teenager, especially, you definitely just flick through like, I don't care about that one.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, it's fair. Well, Ryan, thanks for the question. Yeah, brilliant. I've got Lego News saying the Adam Project is pretty good. Yeah, so Rashad, we were talking about the Adam Project a little bit earlier. It's a pretty good movie. Visual and fight scenes were so good, and I'm interested in what he does with Deadpool 3 in the MCU. Okay. Yeah, Rashad, did you get to see the Adam Project?
I never even heard of it, bro. I'm sorry. I never heard of that one.
Okay. Yeah, I think Norin and Joe and Jason were saying that it came out this year. It's Ryan Reynolds, Mark Ruffalo. But I've not seen it.
Is it like an action movie or what says fight scene? So
Sci-fi action
movie. Okay. With Mark Ruffalo and who? Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah. Jennifer Gardner.
Mark Ruffalo in an action movie. That's different. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
The only time you'll see him is like an actual action person.
Yeah, I mean, I know it sounds funny. Yeah, it sounds funny saying that, but as the Hulk, he's been a comedian since 2017. You know, so don't get like I'm not gonna get started on that, but yeah, I haven't seen Ruffalo be like in action mode since those first two Avengers movies.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been like listening to your experience on She-Hulk and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we've got an interesting question here from D. So thank you for the question, Lego News. D says, was there ever a time a particular film experience was ruined for you by a friend or family member? D says in response to this, he says, there was a couple of times I was ready to smack a couple of friends in the forehead and talk them out my house because they refused to shut up during a certain movie. I could definitely relate with that. So yeah, do any of you guys want to go for it?
I got two that come to mind. The first one is Elm Street 4. All right. So I was the last one in my class. I was in the 4th grade. I was the last one in my class that watched the movie. So with that being said, everybody talked about every scene in that movie from I think the first thing that was spoiled for me was the brother getting killed, Rick, you know, the kung fu guy, how he got killed, and then how he turned the one girl into a roach. So, well, I don't know if any of you haven't seen Elm Street 4. If you haven't, I'm sorry. Shit. Okay, so I just did the same thing to you. But yeah, so it was spoiled for me. So by the time I finally watched it, I knew the whole movie. So that's one. All right. That was a whole classroom. The second one was spoiled to me by the damn movie studio itself. All right. So when I rented the movie Gremlins, before Gremlins, there was a teaser for Rocky 4. All right. It's just a quick teaser with Rocky and Drago circling each other in slow motion, throwing a punch, boom, Rocky 4, November, whatever. What? Psh, mind is blown. The full trailer drops about a month or so later. It spoils that, yes, Apollo Creed gets killed and Rocky must take revenge. Well, thank you for telling me what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The first trailer, they spoiled that Apollo Creed gets killed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know?
Wow. Okay. Well,
yeah, well, that's one thing I can say about the 80s that I discredit is that the 80s were known for spoiling the whole goddamn movie in a trailer. Most of them.
Well, Rashad, I'm glad when we watched the Rocky series, he didn't spoil that for me.
Yeah, well, I wanted to spare you my fate because even as a 6-year-old kid with a tooth missing out my mouth, I'm like, damn, why the fuck would they spoil that? You know?
Yeah, that's well, Rashad, I was going to say with this question, I know there was an experience where you ruined it for Cousin China. Was it Avengers when you were eating your tuna sandwich?
Yeah. I had a Walmart sandwich and I didn't do it on purpose, but every time it would get quiet, I'll be pulling the sandwich out of the wrapper, so you hear, and then you would hear me like smack and chew. And my cousin said, "I will never watch a movie with you ever again." And I'm like, "What? You know why foolish is?" I'm like, "What I do?" Yeah. So yeah, to this day, she won't watch a movie with me anymore.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome. Jason, how about yourself?
Well, I was thinking about as like, do I ever have a friend or family who ruins movies for me? I can't think of it. And then I thought, I'm probably the person who ruins movies for other people. So I might be that person that you're talking about. You know? So I was thinking, like, if I'm watching a movie, if you're talking about a movie that I've already seen, I do have this annoying habit of quoting the movie before the line gets said, you know? And I think myself, I probably shouldn't do that, but it's like, it's a bad habit I have. Because if I really love the movie, I just love quoting it as I'm watching it. But as far as it sounds like, I don't know, like Rashad was talking about movies that are getting spoiled. I don't know if that's the question. Or just somebody talking during the movie is ruining it for you.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I think mainly by a friend or family member, I think. But yeah, I mean, you could give an example if you've got one, though. It's cool.
Oh, I remember a movie called Moulin Rouge that came out in 2002, maybe. I don't know. 2001. I don't know. I think I was in high school when it came out. Of course, musical by Baz Luhrmann, I believe, with Ewan McGregor and Nicole Kidman. Big musical. And I remember I was talking to somebody at school about the musical, and they're like, "Yeah, I saw the musical." And not to spoil what happens, but they reveal a major death happens in the movie of a major character. And they told me, and I was like, "You probably shouldn't tell me that." Like that was probably a big, and it was. When I saw the movie, I was like, "Wow, that really kind of ruined it," because that's a big plot point.
Right.
Of the movie. Wow. So I would say that kind of ruined it.
Yeah, definitely. I've never seen Moulin Rouge either, so thank you for not spoiling this.
Yeah.
Don't do what I did for Elm Street 4. Sorry about that, Mike.
It's okay. I'll probably forget by the time I've seen it, so it's okay.
True.
You remember when The Sixth Sense came out?
Sorry?
Remember when The Sixth Sense came out?
Mm-hmm.
That was such a hard movie not to get spoiled on. Everybody was talking about it. And I don't know, like, I think I knew what happened before I saw the movie. And I think I was spoiled before I saw it, but that was like the best kept secret. I mean, everybody just talked about it, and it was hard not to hear what happens. And
that was definitely a crazy twist. I remember when The Sixth Sense came out, it was a big deal. And it was kept under wraps because I walked into it completely not knowing what happened. So when the twist did happen, I'm like, oh shit.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, I got chills when I saw that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. I mean, like nowadays, like if it's a brand new movie out, you'll always get people coming out with live streams and be like, X person dies, and they get like straight away. Joe, I'm going to go to you next because obviously with us being brothers, was there any movies that I ruined for you?
All of them. I think you've actually only ruined a couple of movies for me because I've seen a few of your reviews and you've said a certain movie's really bad and don't watch it. And I've never watched it until a long time afterwards when I finally get around to watching it and it's awesome. And I'm like, smack him. No, you haven't ruined that many. You've ruined a couple, but not too many. The person who seems to ruin the most movie experiences for myself seems to be one of my friends at work. We'll just be chilling and he'll be saying, "Oh, have you seen this movie yet?" And I'll be like, "Oh no, I'm going to watch it tonight or very soon." And then he goes in and he's like, "Oh yeah, it starts off like this." I'm like, "Oh cool, that sounds good." And then next thing you know everything what happens. I'm like, well, I don't need to see that now, so thanks for saving me the money for it.
Damn.
Oh, great guy.
Yeah, nothing worse than when someone's like explaining the movie to you, or like bits of it, and then it's like, oh, they continue to tell you the rest of the movie.
He just doesn't shut up. Like, I'm like, oh, that sounds good. Oh, yeah. And he just keeps on talking. I'm like, oh, shut the hell up, man. But I'm too polite to tell him to just shut up. But, yeah.
Well, I remember because this question's more like our cinema horror story series that I did. But Rashad, I know in that one, I was saying like my first ever cinema experience was Star Wars Phantom Menace. And I remember actually going with Joe and like a couple of
you did, yeah.
And I fell asleep in that movie.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Oh, that's right. I think you did say you fell asleep, but yeah, on Phantom Menace. Wow.
What?
I mean, at the time I was 9 years old, 8, 9 years old.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, there was a stretch where the movie did get kind of slow. They started getting to the politics and all that.
It's all politics.
Yeah. Okay. I can understand that then.
Trade routes.
Yeah. And then Norin, how about yourself?
One I could think of. It's not a family member or a friend, but it was kind of Rashad mentioned it, and it was the actual company that put out the trailer, and it was Terminator Salvation. So, and I think it's a good movie. I still think it's a good movie, but if you watch the trailer back again, I don't know if you guys have seen it. Has anybody not seen it?
I've seen Salvation.
I've seen it.
Seen it?
I've seen Salvation.
Yeah. But if you want to talk spoilers, go for it. I don't care.
Well, there's a certain character in there played by Sam Worthington, and you end up finding out something about him later in the third act that they totally reveal in the trailer. And I was like, well, what the hell? I think it would have been more potent and a better movie if we had no idea. And it would have just came out of nowhere, and we would have been like, hell yeah, that's pretty cool. But we already knew because we watched the trailers.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, like nowadays, a lot of trailers spoil the whole movie.
Oh, they do, definitely, yeah.
Like Halloween Kills trailer showed you every killer in that movie.
Yep.
No, but it was worse. Trust me, it was worse in the 80s. Yeah. They pretty much, and then you had the narrator too. See, back then they had the narrator in the 80s movies like, yes, on this night, Michael Myers kills 5 people, only to find his demise with the one that stands up to him at the very end. Halloween drops on. Like, like, thank you. Jeez. They like, yeah, the 80s trailer spoiled every fucking thing.
Right. I remember Rashad. You had me on a collaboration a while ago. It was for an 80s movie, and it was me, you, and Q Reviews. I can't remember what the movie was called. I think it was about like 2 cops. And like,
Dead Heat.
Dead Heat, that's the one.
Heat,
yeah. So I remember watching that trailer after watching the movie, and I was like, that just shows the whole entire movie. And you're right, it's like, the guy's like, Dead Heat comes out November, whatever, you know?
Right. The entire movie, everything that happened leading up to the climax, and they showed the climax, and it's like, wow. So what's the point of watching the movie if it's already in the trailer?
Right.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, they're not much better nowadays compared to the 80s, but I guess a bit better.
Yeah, because back then, like I said, you had a narrator. You had that one. I think there was like one guy that narrated every trailer back then. You know,
right.
In a dystopian future, one hero will save all of mankind. Arnold Schwarzenegger is, you know, and it's like whoever the headliner was, you know. It's like, oh shit, another Schwarzenegger movie. Damn.
I bet whoever that was got paid a great gig though.
Oh man, what? Yeah, like I think he stopped. I think like around the mid '90s. That's when you stop hearing the narration. It just goes to what we have today. They just show clips from the movie. But yeah, back then you had a narrator that just got you excited about the movie. Like, oh shit, this is gonna be intense. Yo, if a narrator can make Superman 4 look good, that's how you know he was bad. Yeah, now imagine you never seen Superman 4 at all, and you watch that trailer, you're like, yo, this is gonna be the greatest movie since Star Wars. Shit. That was the worst pile of dog shit ever.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Superman 4 is terrible.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the question, D. We've got Pete. They end up saying, "What film have you seen recently that was a pleasant surprise?" Oh, okay. For me, I would say Fresh. That's on Disney Plus, or like Stars here in the UK. It's linked to Disney Plus. That was really good. But yeah, what about you guys?
Pleasant surprise.
See, I'll go one on my most recent one, because I do agree Fresh was amazing. But I agree with you, Mike. But most recent I watched this past week was Incantation. It's on Netflix. And that is an awesome Taiwanese found footage film, and I was very surprised about how good it was. They do like a lot of supernatural lore stuff, and it actually has some creepy cinematography. So I thought Incantation was pretty awesome.
Nice. Yeah, I saw your review for that. Yeah, it sounds quite interesting. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, and have you guys got one?
I haven't had no surprises, because the movies I thought were going to be good ended up being good, and the ones I thought were going to be trash ended up being trash. So now, if you ask me that same question and take out the pleasant, okay, if you say what movie surprised you, I would say The Northman, because I heard great things about it, and then when I watched it, I slept through about 30% of the movie. So the Northman surprised me in a bad way.
Bad way.
Yeah, I remember watching the review, and I think I've said this to you before, Rashad, but like the movie cinemas in the US love you paying a membership just to have a nap.
Yeah, just to hear me snore, right? And it's funny, like I start snoring during the most quietest parts. Like, you know, like when it's real quiet, you hear me, and I wake up like, oh shit. you try to play it up like you have something in your throat, like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's some popcorn in my throat, you know. Yeah, I fell asleep on a lot of movies this year, bro. A lot of movies I fell asleep on this year.
And
Yeah.
Rashad, I can imagine at the end of the year when it comes to a top 10, it'd be like a top 2.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of the top 10 movies that put me to sleep. The Northman was one of them. and Nope. Nope was another one. Yeah, Nope surprised me, because I thought Nope was gonna be like a Jordan Peele, like Get Out type masterpiece. And man, that's another one. I slept through by maybe 30% of that movie. I was out. Yeah, I was up when it went off. I was upset. Like, man, what the hell did I just watch? You know?
Right.
But then you get on YouTube. You get on YouTube, and people are like, "Man, that movie was a masterpiece. It's about spectacle. It's about this and the deeper meaning. You have to peel it like an onion." And I'm like, I didn't get none. I didn't get none of that. You know, I feel like I needed more school or something. I need to go back to college, because I missed like all of that shit. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, I saw it recently and I quite enjoyed the movie. But I will say that there is times where it really does lag. And I think like sometimes it is a little bit overboard in what it's kind of going for.
Right.
And get where you're coming from. Jason, Joe, have you guys got like a pleasant surprise or like a nasty one, like Rashad was saying?
You want to go, Joe, or
no? Go on, Jason.
Okay. Well, yeah, I thought about a movie. Came out in 2019, and I remember that because it was the last movie I think I saw before the pandemic, or maybe I saw it I saw it in 2020, probably early 2020, before the pandemic hit, and then I didn't see a movie for like 2 years. But it's movie Little Women that came out. Saoirse Ronan, I think, what's her name, played the lead.
Yeah, I remember seeing it advertised.
Pugh, what's her name? Emma Watson, I think. That young guy that's in every movie now, he's in it.
Who's that?
You know, Timothy Chalamet.
Oh, okay.
And anyways, I don't think I probably would have gone to see it in the movie theater, except it got nominated for Best Picture, and so, or I knew it was going to get nominated, so I tried to go out and see the movies that get nominated for Best Picture, and so I wasn't really looking forward to it because I thought this is like just a chick flick. I thought, oh, it's a movie about girls growing up. Like, what would I care about that? And I know they made one in 1994 with Winona Ryder, and my mom and my sisters loved that movie back in '94, and so I just associated it with it's a girl movie. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to like it, but I really liked the movie Little Women from 2019. I thought it was directed so well, acted so well, story was really good. And even though it's about girls growing up, I kind of identified with that idea of growing up and getting to adulthood and then having to make decisions about like, what are you going to do with your life? I felt like it dealt with those same issues that I dealt with in my own life. And, you know, even as a guy, I still love a good romantic story. And so the romance really worked for me in the story as well. And so that was a surprise to me how much I liked it.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I remember seeing it advertised and like seeing it trailer a couple of times. And like yourself, I thought, oh, you know, it's got a really good cast, but I just never got around to it.
Yeah. Now I said that, I probably lost my man card, but I have to stand by it. I like it.
Listen, don't worry about it, man. Look, I think every guy has a chick flick that they love, but they just don't want to tell nobody about it.
Right.
Like for me, there's a movie called Steel Magnolias. If you ever heard that one,
yeah,
with Julia Roberts and Dolly Parton and Sally Field, ultimate chick flick. But I love it. But I can't tell them. I mean, I just told y'all that. But I couldn't go up to like, you know, like, hey man, yo, Steel Magnolias, yo, that's my shit. Nah. but when I'm by myself, I'm sitting there crying like a little bitch, man.
Yeah.
Like, Shelby, no. Yeah. Every guy has a chick flick. I don't care what you say. Every guy has a chick flick that they absolutely love, but they're too ashamed to say it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Rashad, you're gonna have to review that movie on your channel now.
Every time I watch that movie, I'm a water bag, man. That movie fucks me up every time I watch it.
Well, I'm gonna have to check it out. I've never seen that or Little Women, so I'm gonna have to check them out. But Joe, have you got one?
I don't know. Like, I don't watch anywhere near as many movies as you guys do. I don't know. I'd probably say there's a film. I think it's called The Summer of '84. I don't know if you've heard of it.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, it's like a mystery thriller type of thing, and the concept of it sounds a bit silly because it's a bunch of kids. I don't give anything away, but it centers around a bunch of kids being like really inquisitive about a neighbor. And usually, when you say a serious film and it's based on a group of kids, I don't really buy into it that much. But this is an awesome movie, and it's a film I really recommend to everyone if you're a massive fan of like mysteries or thrillers or just a good sit-down movie. Yeah, fantastic film. I think maybe 2018. I think might have been released, maybe a bit earlier.
Well, what's the name of the movie again?
Summer of '84.
'84. Okay.
Is that right, Norin?
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, that's the name of it. Yeah, and it's a film that I appreciated where they left it off. Like I liked what they did with it, and like it has kind of almost like an It 90s TV series vibe. It's like Zodiac a little bit. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I remember like so earlier on today I was looking through Amazon Prime and I believe it's on there. And I saw like the poster of it, which is like kind of just like a plain background with like a milk carton with like a kind of like half skeleton and a face or something with blood dripping down. I was like, oh, this looks awesome.
Oh yeah, definitely watch it, Mike. You'll love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I've heard a lot of about it, and we've got Lisa here. So hi, Lisa. But she also says Summer of '84 is a lot of fun.
Cool. So, you can get back at Mike by ruining the movie, Joe.
Right?
Good deal. He deserves it.
Excellent.
Yeah. I'll probably get a message after this stream. Yeah. Ryan says his favorite chick flick is Girls.
Mean Girls.
Yeah.
Mean Girls.
Yeah. Mean Girls, awesome. Prime Lindsay Lohan as well.
That's yes.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Without me trying to sound too creepy. Prime Lindsay Lohan. Twice on Sunday, as Rashad would say.
Yes, sir. Twice on Sunday.
We've got Adam from What the Gym saying, guys, how are you all? So hi, Adam. We're doing well. Thank you for tuning in. Rashad, we were talking about the Uncharted movie earlier. But Adam is saying here, have you all seen the fan-made Uncharted movie? It's excellent. It's on YouTube. Yes.
Okay, I'm going to check that out.
Yeah, I think it's like 15, 20 minutes long, if that. But it's like, Jason, I don't know if you've seen this, but it's literally exactly like the Uncharted movies, just obviously not the big budget they would have in the cinemas. But it's so good. The guy who plays Nathan Drake is like exactly like him. I think it's Nathan Fillion.
It's Nathan Fillion. That's why I said Nathan Fillion is a good cast.
Right.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, so you've seen it then.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, me and Jason seen it. Yeah, definitely better than the Uncharted movie we got anyway.
Oh wow.
But Adam also says, what's your favorite space or sci-fi film?
Besides Star Wars, Aliens.
I know.
Yeah. Aliens.
I mean, do you take Star Wars out? Because that's unfair. Take Star Wars out, Aliens easily.
Yeah. Aliens.
And okay, Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Norin, Jason.
Well, mine's more recent, but Denis Villeneuve's Blade Runner 2049 is that. If just so everybody knows, we'll get it out there right now. That is what I think is the best movie and is my favorite movie of all time. I think that's like the greatest sequel. When I went to see that, it floored me in every way possible, and like, yeah, that I couldn't believe that it was better than Ridley Scott's Blade Runner because I freaking love that movie. But Blade Runner 2049, I think, is the best science fiction, and it's my favorite film.
Oh wow, nice.
Good shout.
By the way, just very quickly, have any of you guys seen, talking about Blade Runner 2049, have any of you guys seen the interview that Harrison Ford and Ryan Gosling did with Alison Hammond on that movie?
Mm-mm.
Is that the one where they were like kind of joking back and forth, like playing around? Yeah. And she was talking about his sweater that he knitted on the set. That was hilarious, bro.
Yeah, what I would say, Joe, Jason, and Rashad, after this, go on YouTube, type in Harrison Ford, Ryan Gosling, Alison Hammond interview. It's so funny. Okay. Harrison Ford's actually gone on record for that's his favorite ever interview he's ever done.
Nice. Okay.
Because
Harrison Ford gives a lot of dry interviews too.
Yeah.
So he's like always pissed off, you know. So I gotta see that.
Dude, in this interview, they've got Harrison Ford drinking alcohol at like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh wow.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay. That's gotta be good.
Right. Jason, how about yourself?
Well, there's a movie I really love that I think gets a lot of flack. I still stand behind it, and it's a movie, Signs, by M. Night Shyamalan. It came out in the early 2000s.
Yeah, Signs is good.
Oh, yeah. It's a kind of an alien invasion with Mel Gibson, Joaquin Phoenix, Abigail Breslin, I believe her name is, when she was really young. And you were like, wow, this girl can really act. And she was really young. And she went on to do some more bigger roles. One of the Culkin kids in it. But to me, it was a great thriller. I saw it in the theater with my sister Abby, who commented before, and man, I was on the edge of my seat during the movie. And he did such a good job of just like alien would just like walk by, you see it real quickly, and it just like startle you. You're like, oh my god, what was that? You know, and I love that. And like, I mean, when he's walking through the cornfield and you can't see very well, that's a pretty scary moment when all of a sudden something pops out. And then I love the whole story aspect of Mel Gibson's character was like a preacher, and then and this is a little bit of spoiler, but it's not a big spoiler. But his because it's during the beginning of the movie, his wife dies in a car wreck, and then he stops being a preacher and he kind of goes away from the Christian faith. But then during the course of the movie, he goes back to being a preacher, and I love that whole storyline.
Yeah, that was M. Night Shyamalan's like last like good movie.
Yeah, right
after that, it was all downhill from there, man.
Then he did The Village, and then Lady in the Water, and it went downhill.
Trash. Yeah, so Signs was like his last really great, really good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like his most recent stuff hasn't been too great. Well, Q saying Signs.
Q, what great. Up, bro?
Okay, good.
Yeah, well, Q's in here and he's saying Signs great as well. So, yeah, Quite a few people agree. So thank you for the question. D Movie Man says one of the best posters, we're talking about that, he says, is the Phantom Menace teaser.
Yes.
It's a young Anakin again next to Tatooine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that poster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
I agree. It's an awesome one. And he also says the X-Men First Class teaser posters were horrendous. James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender's floating heads in the shadow of their respective characters. What a mess.
Yeah. Mediocre poster. Great movie though. Like First Class is like one of those. I think it's one of the most underrated X-Men movies. You know, I just love the whole Magneto origin story. You know what I mean? So, but mediocre poster.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think it's one of the better like later X-Men movies they did. I think the best X-Men movie they did in terms of later ones was Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
If you discount like the solo movies.
Yeah.
Right.
Because obviously like that goes to Logan, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Because for your First Class had like one of the greatest X-Men moments where Magneto caught the missiles, and then he turned them around and then shot them back. I thought that was gangster as hell. Like I love Michael Fassbender's Magneto. I hope they keep. Well, most likely they're going to recast him, but hopefully the MCU will keep him because he's old. He's older now, so he can pull off the silver hair look. You know, so I say why not?
Right. I agree. I love Michael Fassbender as an actor though in general. I think he's fantastic. Haven't seen him in anything in like a couple of years, but
it's been a minute, right? Yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah.
Well, talking about movie posters, I think this is definitely a one. Like what News says, I mean, the most of No Way Home, Spider-Man No Way Home posters were bad. That people made memes out of them until the release of No Way Home. People would even make videos of the posters were made. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys know about this, but they're re-releasing Spider-Man No Way Home in the cinemas end of this week or next week.
Really?
Yeah, what they're doing is they're releasing it with like 10 minutes extra footage, which I think's on the Blu-ray release or the 4K release.
Right.
But even the new poster it reveals the spoilers. I'm not going to say if anyone's not seen that movie yet. But it reveals the spoiler characters in it on the posters. But it's the same poster again, where it's like 20 people in a poster. And I'm just thinking, after all of this, they still make a terrible poster of that movie.
Yeah.
How do you make a bad poster of that movie?
I heard about that. I think that's next weekend. So it's supposed to be going head to head with Mavericks. I think they're re-releasing Maverick as well.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, so they're going to be facing off against each other. So who's going to come out on top, Tom Cruise or Tom Holland?
Right, 2 Toms.
The battle of the Toms.
Okay.
Battle of the Toms, right. Adam was asking about is me and Joe brothers? Yes, Adam, we are indeed.
You know what, okay. When I first got on, right, I'm like, I haven't met your brother before, but I'm looking at you too. I said, wait a minute. I said, why does this look like Mike with you know, like a cosplay, like you playing twins in a movie or something like that. I said, well, looks like Mike with his hair slicked back and like kind of combed over there.
Yeah,
I'm like, damn, they look just alike. Okay.
Hey, Rashad, we're just recreating twins. Got Arnie over there
and David
over here.
Oh shit.
And
I could definitely see the resemblance, man.
Yeah.
Well, who's older?
Joe.
Okay.
Yeah, Joe.
So you used to put Mike in the headlock when he got out of line, right?
Oh, worse than that.
Worse.
He had a fair few wedgies back in the day.
Oh shit!
Wow.
Hey, listen, I have a younger brother too, man. So trust me, I pull like every wrestling move known to man. He got the tombstone power driver, the figure 4 leg lock. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
What's the one move? The $1 Million Ted DB, the $1 Million Dream. I used to put him to sleep. Yeah.
I think like a lot of us, like Rashad, like yourself, like me and Joe would always play wrestling matches.
Yeah.
When you've got a couple on like videos and stuff, like like going through makeshift tables and stuff.
That wasn't when we were younger. That was literally a couple years ago.
Jason, if you guys got siblings, and would you guys play wrestling matches and stuff as well, or?
No siblings over here. I'm just an only child.
Oh,
Okay.
dude.
Well,
I have two
cousins count too.
I had a friend, my best friend. We were huge wrestling fans, like WWE, WCW. So in the height of the Monday Night Wars, so we would do, and he had a trampoline in his backyard. So it was us doing stuff on the trampoline. And the worst thing that ever happened was I missed a spot once trying to do a flip or a drop, and I put my teeth through the bottom part of my lip off the trampoline.
Ooh, ouch. Damn. Bet you didn't try that shit no more.
They say don't try it at home, but
you gotta learn today.
The thing is, though, it's like if anything says to you, don't do this, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me 1 second, man. My package just got dropped off. My neighbors will steal it if I don't get it. I'll be right back.
No worries. Jason, how about you? Did you have any siblings or anything where you guys would play wrestling matches, or do you like wrestling?
I have two sisters, so no wrestling. But me and my friends would wrestle. Yeah, I loved wrestling. Like Norin said, the Monday Night Wars were so great in the 90s. That was a great era of wrestling. To me, that was the best era of wrestling, I would say. But maybe because I was a kid and I enjoyed it. I remember in high school, we would get mats together in the gym and we'd practice wrestling moves. I suppose the teachers weren't around. We wouldn't do it. But, and I would ask to get, like, I would say, hey, rock bottom me. I want to see what it feels like. And I get rock bottom, it was interesting. I remember I had a friend that he would, if the teacher wasn't around, he would give me the stone cold stunner out of nowhere. And it was pretty funny because I wouldn't expect it. And I was like, oh.
Well, the funny thing is, Jason, you mentioned this. The story about Joe is because we went to the same school together, like the secondary school. And I always remember, like I would have like a group of friends, but Joe would have like a circle of like 9-10 friends or whatever. And every morning he would go to his friends like that and the stunner.
Hey, but listen, but after you do the stunner, you have to do the the middle finger, you have to talk like him, like that's the bottom line. The Stone Cold said so.
Oh, good times. Good times.
I just whipped your ass.
What guys did, I guess. Yeah, that's what we do.
It could talk about wrestling all night.
Probably.
Well, we've got another comment here. We've got Lisa saying, popping in and out, guys. Got you playing in the background. I'm doing amount of ironing. Tiniest violin in the world for me. Well, hi, Lisa. Hope you're doing good and hope you're enjoying the stream. Hope everyone's enjoying the stream if you're watching this live or after the fact. We've also got Gareth Video Tasty saying, hey, guys. So, hi, Gareth. Hope you're doing good. We've actually got a question for Norin here. And that comes from Ryan. He says, Norin, top 5 favorite films on Shudder.
Oh, on Shudder? Probably, because they have like some old school stuff too. But The Sadness would definitely be one of them for sure. What else did I watch? That one I think it was D Movie Man told me to watch this. I think, or no, that one's not Shudder. That was Hulu. But yeah, I'm trying to think because I know they got old school stuff on there too, like old school horror movies. But The Sadness is definitely like the top one that I've seen on there. I'm really trying to think of other ones right now that are like Shudder originals that I've seen that like blew me away.
What's that one that just came out recently called? There was one that came out recently that people have been kind of raving about. Damn, what is it called, man? So I think Mike, you just reviewed it recently too. About a week or so ago. Damn, what is it called?
Who invited them?
Yeah,
I've recently
it's a one-word title.
Is it Moloch?
No.
No,
it's this one that came in. This one
Glorious.
Glorious. There you go. That's
Glorious.
the one. Glorious.
Glorious is pretty good.
Yeah, I heard some good things about that one.
Yeah, we've got Q Reviews saying glorious as well.
Thank you, Q. See, yeah, Q. So me and Q were in sync, man. Every time I fuck up and I don't know something, he'll complete my sentence.
Well, thank you for the question, Ryan. Yeah, I think Norin's given a couple of examples, but I think like it depends if it's like Shudder originals or movies that's just on Shudder, because I know he says Shudder currently, but yeah, let us know if it's originals or just in general, and we can always come back to the question.
Hey, can I share my package with y'all real quick? Look what just came in the mail for me. I just ordered this through eBay.
Comic book?
If y'all can see that. Yeah. It's an old Incredible Hulk issue. Let me take it out the plastic here. Yeah, this is part of the series I've been collecting where the Hulk goes on trial. This is from like 1973, and God, I miss old comic books, man. Like the smell of the pages. Yeah, like the old school pages, man. The smell. God damn. Yeah, good condition too. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sweet.
As you can tell, I'm a huge Hulk fan, so I just love everything Incredible Hulk.
Dude, that's awesome. And an exclusive for Z Talks as well, Rashad unboxing.
Right. Oh, man.
Well, speaking about Shudder, Q says Superhost is fire on Shudder. He says also The Haunt. Yeah, I've seen The Haunt.
That was awesome. Good. Yeah, that one was good too. Yeah.
Wait, is that the one that came out a couple years ago where they had the they was in the haunted house or whatever, and the one guy they had the different masks. So one was like a demon mask. Okay,
yeah.
That movie was very especially the hammer scene, you know.
Right. Yeah, Haunt, that's awesome. That's a good pick. And Q says that's tight, Rashad, about the comic.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Absolutely.
There's nothing like the smell of old comic book paper, man. See, now papers are like it's all glossy and nice, but the old school pages, they just had a smell to them where I could just sit there to sniff them all day. It's like a drug or something, man. I don't
know. Well, Rashad's also you're collecting those comics. Have you got many more to get in that series?
Well, this one completes this series, and I have another one coming in either today or tomorrow. It's with the Gray Hulk. And it's called Countdown. It's a 4-part series. So I'm waiting for that because, that when he faces off against the Leader, Abomination, and a couple of other villains. So I had that series back in the 90s when it first came out, but then it got lost as I was moving. So I had to order it all over again. So I got that one coming later today or tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I know you're a massive Hulk fan as well, so that's awesome.
Yeah, my daughter teases me. It's like, Dad, ain't you too old to be reading comic books? I'm like, shut up. You're never too old for comic books.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't tell me I'm too old for comic books. Get out my face.
Exactly. Never too old, dude. We've got D Movie Man says, what's one of your favorite YouTube movie collaborations you've either participated in or watched? Oh, okay.
We're in one now, so.
Right. Oh, thanks, dude.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah. Checks in the mail, right? Yeah, the one that me and Mike did. Which one? All of them.
I don't know.
I would probably say right here with Mike, just because Mike is the first person ever on YouTube that really reached out, started commenting, and we talked for a long time, and then finally got on his stream, and now I met all these awesome other people that do YouTube, and we all talk movies, or even though we have different opinions, it's always the best thing about us, bro. We're all different.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, thanks, guys, and honestly, it's a pleasure having you guys on stream. I've enjoyed the stream so much; it's been awesome. And Rashad's I would tell Rashad every time he needs to be a comedian.
So in today's climate, who wants the job? Comics can't say nothing today. Shoot, no, I get crucified too bad.
How about you guys? Have you guys got a favorite collab you've either been in or you've watched?
I was gonna say Pete from Playtendo Guy has a live stream on Wednesdays. That's also pretty good. They talk movies. They talk for 4 hours or so, though. They talk for a long time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I can't single out any single collaboration with everybody because everybody I collaborate with, I have a great time with, whether it's Mike, Jacob, Q, Blacktastic. I have fun with everybody. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like other YouTubers, I love watching Double Toasted. If you ever heard of them, they talk movies also. Yes, it's a movie critic channel, but they do like bad movie roast where they take an old movie and roast the hell out of it for like an hour or so, and those videos are priceless. Yeah, so just recently they did a Stallone movie, Stopping My Mom Would Shoot. That one is funny as hell. They did Masters of the Universe, Samurai Cop. So they take like the worst movies and just annihilate them for like an hour. So some of the funniest shit you'll see on YouTube.
And Rashad, I'm sure you're the one who told me that Stallone movie, The Stop Or My Mom Will Shoot. Isn't that the one where Schwarzenegger tricked him to take in the movie role? Right.
So Schwarzenegger, so Sly's agent told him that Arnold was about to do the movie and he needs to hurry up and jump on before Arnold takes it. So Sly was like, I don't know, I gotta get on this right now. Get on the phone, call him, I gotta get in it. And then Arnold was like, well, that means my plan worked. I tricked Sly into doing it, and so now he's doing stuff with my mom will shoot. Isn't that great? so by the time Sly, signed on, and they told him like, yeah, Arnold pulled a prank on you. Oh, this fucking idiot. That's terrible though, man. I mean, they're best friends now, but at the time, I know Sly was pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that they were like rivals back in the day.
Oh yeah, big time. Big time. Yeah, if Arnold went big, Sly had to go bigger, and he couldn't because of course Arnold is Mr. Olympia, but Sly he tried.
Right.
That's why I could say like Rambo 3 is probably the biggest I've ever seen him, and that's because he was trying to be as big as Arnold, but you can't do that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you guys prefer? Do you guys prefer Stallone or Schwarzenegger?
Do I prefer Stallone or Schwarzenegger?
Yeah. Who do you all prefer?
Overall, I would say Arnold, but the 80s. The 80s belong to Sly. All right, and Sly owned the 80s, and then Arnold owned the 90s and up. But if you're talking about full body of work, yeah, Arnold all day.
Arnold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Arnold too. Arnold for sure. Overall.
But Sly, he's in my favorite movie ever, Rocky 3. So I can't take that away from him. I adore the Rocky movies. My favorite franchise, But Arnold, Mike, like you said, Arnold his work is more diverse. Like, he just does you don't just know him just for one thing. Sly is known for Rambo and Rocky, and Arnold is like, Terminator, Predator, True Lies, Total Recall. There's just so many of them.
Right.
Yeah.
And I remember. Sorry, go on, Jason.
Sorry.
No, go on.
I've been on a real Sylvester Stallone kick lately. I watched all the Rambo movies, all 5 of them, last week or so.
Nice.
And then I watched Samaritan the other day. I don't know if you've seen that, Rashad.
Yeah, I did. It was all right.
Yeah, I liked it. And
it was all right.
I'm kind of amazed at how Sylvester Stallone's like 74, maybe. I don't know, getting to 75. And yet I still believe him as a guy that I would be afraid of in these older Rambo movies and in Samaritan, let's say. Yeah, I don't know. He still has a great look to him and a great presence that when I see him on screen, I'm like, yeah, I can believe he can beat up people. I don't know. So
yeah, Sly's a freak in nature, man. And the guy, at least back then, he did most of his own stunts. Like Sly was crazy. Like he tells a story when he did Rocky 3, how when he wrestled Hulk Hogan, he wanted Hulk Hogan to really bump him up. And he said Hogan did a move where he came up and his knee hit him in the cut and broke it, like almost shattered. He thought he broke his collarbone. He said Hogan was that strong where even when he was holding back, like he almost killed him. Yeah. And then there's that famous story when he did Rocky 4 with Dolph Lundgren. He told Dolph Lundgren to really hit him, and Dolph was like, "Are you sure I hit really fucking hard?" He said, "Yo, come on, I'm your boss. Hit me." And he hit him.
Oh man.
And caved his chest in, and he had to get airlifted to the hospital. Was in the ICU for 4 weeks, almost died because his heart swelled up, man. Yeah. Sly is crazy.
And then I think
when they did Creed with Michael B. Jordan, he told Michael B. Jordan you have to take a real punch.
Right.
Like like that's what you have to do in a Rocky movie. You have to do
Yeah.
you have to experience at least one time.
Mhm.
And I think he was trolling him because the guy that would punched him was a real boxer,
Yeah.
and he knocked him real good. And I was like, man, I think you really pulled one on Michael. But
No, because he did the same thing because he sparred with you remember the boxer Ernie Shavers? He was a boxer. He was a boxer from the 70s. He's like the 70s equivalent of Mike Tyson, hard puncher. So he was the original choice for Clubber Lang. And he sparred with him. He said, hit me, for real. And Ernie Shavers, once again, Sly folded, went down. They had to carry him out of the ring, and Ernie Shavers was out of the job. and that's when they brought in Mr. T.
You don't want that boxer to really hit you. I don't know. It's just
yeah, Sly. Yeah, he went toe to toe with Ernie Shavers, Roberto Duran. He was in Rocky 2. He sparred with Roberto Duran, Joe Frazier. Yeah, the guy's a nutcase. but I love him. I love Sly. He's crazy.
Yeah. He's cool. And Norin, you were saying something before about Stallone?
Oh, I was trying to think of. I think he had a story too where Stone Cold Steve Austin hurt him on the set of Expendables. He broke his neck or something when he tackled him through that wall or something.
Yeah.
True story.
I wonder in Samaritan who hurt him in that movie.
Yeah.
True story. I think correct me if I'm wrong, but I think him and Arnold were in the same hospital. Because Sly had to go to the hospital for what Stone Cold did to him, and Arnold was there for something that happened to him. And they was like
really?
side by side together. Yeah. Oh man.
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah. I think there's a picture of them both of them in their own beds talking about all banged up and hey, keep punching. But they're close to death.
And they're not young either.
Yeah, exactly. But he's, I think Sly and Jackie Chan are two of the most craziest people in Hollywood. Those guys, just put their bodies, they sacrifice their bodies like nobody else.
Right.
Yeah, and Tom Cruise, I'd put in there maybe, and
yes, him too. Yeah.
Yeah.
He jumps off of planes and shit, and hangs off of buildings by one finger.
Right. But I will say though, in terms of those actors who are putting their bodies on the line, Stallone, he did in the Rocky movies, the memorable movies, Tom Cruise in Maverick recently.
Right.
I think in several years as well. You're gonna look back on that movie because it's all practical. It's gonna hold up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This next question comes from Ryan, and I think Joe's gonna love this question in particular. He says, favorite comedy film from Will Ferrell.
Step Brothers.
Yeah.
I would say Brothers or Tagatelian Nights.
Yeah, it's got Get Hard as well when he's with Kevin Hart. That's pretty good. That's good. I just love Will Ferrell. He's just too funny. I enjoy all his movies, really. Yeah, I'd say Step Brothers. I had to pick one.
All right, cool. Norin?
I'd probably go The Other Guys with him and Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah,
that was hilarious. That one.
You got. I made a video and I said, I was talking about Top Gun Maverick. They all have call signs, and so I was trying to think of a call sign for myself, and I said I want my call sign to be Gator. And Norin was the one guy that got the reference, and that was from The Other Guys.
Oh wow!
I was like, "Congratulations, Norin! I need to give you a prize because I didn't know how to get that reference."
Oh shoot!
I didn't get to it. So fair play, Norin. Rashad, how about you?
Anchorman, and Anchorman makes me laugh like no other. That's not only Will's best movie, but one of my favorite comedies ever. That Battle Royal. Yeah. That they have with all the news anchors, fucking priceless.
Yeah,
Anchorman's awesome movie as well.
Oh man, R.I.P. to Baxter. No, actually, Baxter didn't die. That's right.
No, he's alive.
Yeah, he's alive. Yeah, I forgot. I thought you killed him.
And probably
the bad man punted Baxter.
He punted. Probably the movie I watched the most though was probably Elf, just because it's a Christmas classic. And I think Will's hilarious in that one as well. But all the ones you talked about are great. So
yeah, he's made a lot of good movies. Yeah. So thank you for the question, Ryan. Lisa was saying about the pleasant surprise we were talking about before. She says, my dinner with her was a pleasant surprise. Peter Dinklage and Jamie Dornan loved it. Yeah, I remember hearing Lisa's thoughts on that. Yeah, it seemed pretty interesting, especially Peter Dinklage was like really passionate about making that movie for years. So yeah, it's awesome. Lisa will have to look to check that one out. We've got Josh Classic Reviews saying, "Hey guys, sorry I'm late." So hey Josh, thanks for tuning in. We've got a couple more comments here, so we'll go through a couple of those. We've also got, let's have a look. Sorry guys. Q says, are you guys going to see A24 Pearl next week? I know Rashad loved X.
Nah.
I still haven't seen X, so I probably won't be seeing Pearl before I do. I don't know if it's a prequel to it, but
if you don't have a problem with old people screwing, then you'll be okay. And I'm talking about really old. I mean, old, like nursery on spoiler, nursery home old people getting it on. if you don't mind seeing that, then you'll be okay.
Yeah, I think I'll skip it.
And I ain't bullshitting.
Nah, I'm not. Like, so any of you guys gonna go see Pearl?
Yeah, no, I want to see that one.
Shit.
Never heard of it.
I think
I like
it.
Wait, did any of y'all see X? Besides
no, not yes, no.
Okay, my man. All right, X. Quick review. What did you think about the movie?
Me?
Yeah.
See,
I want to know.
I freaking dug it, bro, for real, because it's more like that line in the movie when he's just like, it's possible to make a good, dirty movie. And I liked it because when I watched it, most people would watch it just for surface level value. But I like the whole tussle of, dealing with death and age and what it's like to get older. And the fear of like, I regret stuff that I did, that there's so much in my life that, because a lot of people are like, oh, I don't regret anything, which I kind of think that's a falsity lie that most people, there's at least one thing in life. So I like the tussle they have with Pearl and then our main character played by Maya Goth, how they kind of mirror each other, how she's like, I deserve a lot better than that. And it's like, I thought it came out very well. So I was excited when I saw Pearl and the fact that Ty West shot like the whole movie in secret. Like they stayed an extra 2 weeks and just filmed the whole entire movie. I was like, that's pretty awesome.
Damn. Wait, so you got all that after watching it one time?
Oh, I've only watched it twice. Yeah, I watched it twice so far.
Damn, that's kind of deep, man. I ain't
deep.
Yeah. I think I need to rethink my I think I need to rethink my career as a movie critic. Because I just saw it as like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre ripoff with this crazy old lady who was horny, and her husband couldn't give it to her. Her husband couldn't give it to her, so she wanted to screw these young dudes. When the young dudes refused her old kitty cat, she killed them.
Are you guys talking about the same movie?
Yeah.
Completely different ideas here. I don't know.
Well, like you said, on the surface, that's what I got out of it. It's like it was a horny old lady who didn't like the idea of getting old, wanted to screw these young people, and when they refused her, she killed them. Yeah, and then her husband finally gets the testicular fortitude to handle his business, and they get it on. and has a heart attack as a result. Spoilers.
Yeah, it's intense though. It's like it's one of those horror movies that like it builds up and then it like crescendos to a certain point, and then like when it builds up, like I think it all like the climax, it just keeps rolling, and then when we finally got like the ending shot, I was just like, damn, like this was pretty badass.
Damn. You know, when you use words like crescendo, Yeah, I could tell you have a very detailed mind when it comes to this shit. Because I haven't used the word crescendo in I don't know how long. You know, we got to collab on some. We got to collab on some shit. Yeah, because we're talking about the same movie, but had two totally different outlooks on it, man.
I'm really gonna have to see this movie. You guys have like got two complete different options.
Yeah. Oh man, stuff.
But I want to see a Norin and Rashad collab. I'm down for that.
What? My man said crescendo. I love it.
We just don't watch the same movies.
Well, that's like Nope. You know, I saw Nope is just a movie about a chimp and some horses and a damn saucer that turns into a fucking deflated air balloon. You know, but other people saw it as something else. Damn.
I want to see Rashad break down all these movies. I like the way he breaks it down.
But what's your Rashad review? You guarantee he's gonna be like, I fell asleep for 30% of that movie. I didn't even see how much
I mean, man. It's like Back to the Future. Mom wants to bang her son. That'd be like the
boy goes back in time, meets his mom, and his mom wants to give him the draws.
Mom's,
you know,
horny for us.
That's basically the movie in a nutshell.
That's the movie.
Oh shoot! Yeah. When you break it down in simpler terms, yeah.
Sounds like a really cheap porn movie.
Right. Oh shoot.
Well, thank you for the question, Q.
Yeah, Q, thank you, but thank you for causing all this confusion. Damn, Q, always starting shit.
Right. Well, we've got Ryan saying Spider-Man is back this week. National Cinema Day, Saturday, $3 tickets.
Ah, yes.
Right.
I forgot it's National Cinema Day.
Yeah, they're £3 tickets here in the UK as well on Saturday. So yeah, sounds good. Lego News says gonna rewatch No Way Home this week, and I hope we get some deleted fight scenes, especially one of Green Goblin. Hope that's in there. Yeah, I hope we get more of them and more of the spoiler characters for anyone who's not seen it. Hope we get more of them as well. D Movie Man says name a performance where an actor or actress played a villain so well you couldn't help but side eye them in real life.
Ooh, that's a good one.
One of my maybe recent ones where I played a villain, but not so much. Was Cruella. I actually really dug this movie last year, and she's obviously meant to be a villain, Cruella DeVille. But I thought she was great in the movie. Stone played so well. So that's mine anyway. So how about you guys?
Shows count too, or just movies?
Just movies.
Okay, damn. Because if we talk shows, I was gonna say Joffrey from Game of Thrones. I hated that kid.
Yeah.
Oh well, actually, he says an actor or actress. Doesn't really say movie actually. So yeah, Joffrey. Yeah, that counts.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So Joffrey, Game of Thrones.
Ramsay Snow.
Ramsay Snow. Yes. And especially Cersei. Yeah. Well, one of the things I hated about the finale, close to the finale, is I felt Cersei got too much of an easy death. Okay, she deserved a Joffrey death, and we didn't get that, so I felt very disappointed. One of the reasons I'm not watching this new show. As you can see, I took that very personal.
Yeah.
But Joffrey. I'm pretty sure he's a nice guy in real life, but the way he played that character, if I ever saw him on the street, I probably would fight him.
Yeah, that'd be hard.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Yeah, sorry about that, Rashad. I thought it said movie, but no. Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, how about you guys? You guys got one?
Top of my head, I can't think of any.
I'd probably say for me, it does span over a bunch of movies, but we did talk about Star Wars already. But I'd probably say overall the story and arc of Darth Vader. And Anakin Skywalker into Darth Vader, and after you learn, in Revenge of the Sith, that he's just so he wants the power so he can keep his loved ones alive and really do things that are kind of God level status is what he wants to do, kind of. but I think at the end, and then you get to Return of the Jedi where you end with Darth Vader. I think it's a really good arc, and I would say Darth Vader probably.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but well, I mean, well, that's to my. Okay, I thought you said actor or actress, because Vader's played by like 4 different people.
I guess then I would probably say I guess Hayden Christensen's performance.
Okay,
even in Obi-Wan,
yeah.
I thought Hayden did pretty good.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, as compared to was it Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith? Yeah, his acting got a lot better. Like I don't care about him looking older. They say, hey, how's he 40 years old still playing? Like, I bought it.
Yeah.
Just because his acting was so much better. I just suspend what's it called? How's that saying go? Suspend belief or whatever, and I bought it.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, there were no cheesy one-liner. Like, what's that line he said in Revenge of the Sith? Where he's looking at Padme and he's like, "You are so beautiful." That's because I'm so loved. Oh no, it's because I'm so in love with you. Bro, who the fuck told him he was doing a good job? And like George didn't have sense enough to say, bro, can we get a little emotion in that line delivery?
Yeah.
Golly, I know he's Canadian, but damn, put a little spunk in that shit. no diss to Canadians, but oh shit.
Well, I think about an older movie, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, with Nurse Ratched, I think her name was. I don't know if I've seen the actress in other movies, but I would guess it'd be hard to look at her again after that movie, but I don't know.
Yeah, she was a bitch. I hated her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hated her. Oh, man. And the fact that she got away with the shit, too, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Joe, how about you? You got one?
I can't think of any, to be honest.
Well, that's fair. If you can't, then we can just move on.
That's a hard one.
We'll come back.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we'll come back, Joe, if you think of one. We'll take a couple more questions that we're having, and we'll probably be wrapping up the stream. But thank you for anyone who's watching live after the fact. Adam says here, what's been the most embarrassing thing that has happened to you all in a movie theater / cinema?
Embarrassing.
Most embarrassing thing.
I mean, me and Rashad shared a lot of stories on cinema horror stories.
Yeah.
Embarrassing though.
To myself, I don't think I've really been embarrassed.
Well, okay. In Endgame, watching Endgame with a bunch of, fucking deadbeats. They just sat there like they was dead, like they was like had no emotion or whatever. So when Cap caught the hammer, I was the only one out of a room of maybe, I'm gonna say estimated 100 people, maybe. I'm the only one that yelled out, "He's worthy!" I said, "Cap is worthy," and it was crickets. And I'm looking around like, and my cousin next to me, my cousin said, "Oh my God," and she sunk down on the chair. She was like, dude, what is wrong with you? I'm like, he's worthy. I said, nobody else realizes he was worthy. I just kept watching
as the tumbleweed was going by.
Yeah, like it's embarrassing when you like express yourself and then nobody says shit. And you're like, okay,
well, yeah.
So how about those Yankees, huh? Oh man,
that's brilliant.
Yeah, that's the only one I could think of.
I don't think well, Rashad, that's a good example because I don't think I have one where I've, like embarrassing things. Like, I say in some horror stories, I've told a lot about like experiences where like it's annoyed me as such, but never embarrassing. I don't know, Jason, Norin, have you guys got one?
I don't know if I have an embarrassing story. I just think of a story. Remember, I watched Triple X in the movie theater with Vin Diesel. He was just coming off of, I think, Fast and Furious, and he was kind of becoming a big thing at the moment. Anyways, I remember I was in the theater, and the girl behind me was like, when Vin Diesel took his shirt off, she was like catcalling him. She was like, "Ooh, yeah," and all this, and I was like, man, what is going on? And I looked behind me, and it was a girl from my high school that I knew really well, and I was like, oh, like I was about to ready to tell her off, like, you know. But then when I saw who it was, I was like, oh, okay, never mind. I don't know if I'm embarrassed, but I was kind of embarrassed for her. But I was like, what is going on? Who catcalls during the movie? But
oh shit. No, you know, it'd been funny, bro. If you would have like just slid out a little bit and then realized who she was, like, man, what the fuck? Oh, Ashley?
Yeah.
Hey, so, I know that was you.
Hi.
That would have been golden.
Right.
Oh man,
That would have been awesome.
that'd have been great. Like you go from to
Oh, yeah.
how's life been after school, girl?
And I see her at school. I'm like, sorry.
Oh shit.
Norin, have you got an example?
Oh, I would say like probably people like around me or that are with me would be embarrassed by like some of the stuff I say. I don't really get bothered by it, but most recently probably the Batman. I went to go see the Batman with my wife, and like once like the credits rolled and the ending thing and it happened, I just like screamed out, "I freaking love you, Paul Dano," because like I thought his performance was awesome. That's really, like I screamed it, and like she just was like looking at her. She's like, "Really? Like, are you serious?"
Hey, no lies told, man. Paul Dano said he killed that shit.
Right.
Yeah, it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. His performance as a Riddler is fantastic.
Facts.
But yeah, well, question out of
like, not embarrassing, but I'd say awkward. It's like when you're younger and you go to the movies with your mum and there's a sex scene on and you're both just sitting there. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah. Oh no, I'd say it was worse than that when your kids walk in. Like my daughter came to see me yesterday, and I was editing a video, but I had a movie playing at the same time that I wasn't even watching, and she just happens to walk in. There's a sex scene going on, so she walks in and she's like, "Daddy, what are you watching?" I'm like, "Oh." I said, "Look, I was editing a video. I just threw it on. I didn't know what the hell, you know." Yeah, and of course she just looks at me. She just gives me that classic. I'm like, I wasn't watching it. It was just playing, and she just happened to walk in at that moment.
Rashad trying to quickly hide with tissues and BB oil.
Ain't that some shit? Like, hey, wait a minute, hold on. Nah, it's just for moisturizing. You know, your knees get ashy. You know. Yeah, but I swear I wasn't watching it. I was editing a video, and she just happens to walk in on that. You know, yeah.
Well, like what you loving it so much. Oh, that's awesome. He says, so when I was watching the Batman with my friends, I came back from the toilet. My friend took my seat, and it was stupid. It wasn't that embarrassing, but it was something worth saying. Yeah, especially if like they've got like the good seat as well. Or like, and then you're on like an angle like this, like the rest of the movie or whatever. Yeah, could see that was like an issue. Viewer Drew says, which Leonardo DiCaprio performance and movie do you prefer? I Departed or Wolf of Wall Street?
Wolf of Wall Street, easily.
I've only ever seen Wall Street out of the two, so I can only go with that.
I've only seen The Departed, so I'll go with that.
So we got a tie. Okay.
I'd probably go. I'll probably do The Departed. I really actually thought that movie was awesome, but I'm a huge fan of Scorsese's like stuff in that one. I thought his performance in that one was really good.
Awesome.
Wait, am I the only one that said Wolf of Wall Street?
I'm gonna say Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay. I was about to say, damn, don't make me the black sheep.
Yeah, I think there's 3 for Wolf of Wall Street and 2 for Departed.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought Leonardo DiCaprio was getting to that point where every performance was an Oscar-worthy performance.
Yeah.
And it felt like, man, this guy needs an Oscar so bad. And then I think he did The Revenant maybe right after Wolf of Wall Street and finally got the Oscar. And it was like, yeah, he's so deserving.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. After so long as well, he finally won it. Yeah.
I mean, it took him getting violated by a bear to finally get an Oscar, but hey.
Eat up.
I guess you get what they give you, man. Fuck it.
I hope he paid that bear handsomely for that Oscar.
Yeah, that was a very disturbing scene to watch.
Right. Awesome movie though.
Yeah.
Ryan says favorite female lead in an action film. I'm going to go with, I don't know if you guys have seen Ready or Not. Came out a couple of years ago. Samara Weaving, like
Samara Weaving, yeah.
Yeah, that would be mine.
That was actually done by the guys who did the most recent Scream movie.
Right.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that would go mine. I don't know if it's so much like action movie as such, because it's like definitely like horror-ish elements in there. But that's just one I can think of off the top of my head. I don't know about you guys.
Sigourney Weaver, Aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, enough said. I don't need to say no more.
I'll probably go Sarah Connor and T2, like just that, because that's more action oriented than the first one. That the first one's kind of more horror slasher vibes. So yeah, Sarah Connor and T2.
Yeah, she'll fuck you up too.
Yeah.
Right. Jason, Joe.
Well, I really liked Scarlett Johansson in Black Widow personally, but in all the Avenger films, I think that's a good character and she does a good job.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I can't remember the name of the movie. I know it's on Netflix at the moment. The film posters, the lady, and she's got like some big wings coming out of her on a wall, and she's just standing in front of them. I can't remember the name of the movie, though.
Oh, I think is it Jennifer Gardner?
Can't remember.
I think I know the movie you're talking about, but I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head. I see it every time I scroll Netflix as well, but...
Oh, okay. Sorry, I just got a comment there. I think Roddy's saying it's called Peppermint.
That Peppermint's a movie of Jennifer.
Is it that one?
I'd like to say that one's Jennifer Gardner with the called Peppermint, and it's got like wings behind her.
It must be that woman, yeah. I can't remember the name, but I just remember seeing that movie because I remember Mum and Dad watched it, and they said it was so good, and I watched it, and I was like, yeah, it's fantastic.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, well, that's an awesome answer, and thank you for the question, Ryan. I got Roddy saying hello, so hi, Roddy. We're doing good. And I just on my laptop before because Gareth was asking favorite Tony Scott movie, so I had to look it up. Tony Scott, I would say mine, looking at his filmography, is probably Man on Fire. Really enjoy that movie.
Good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Have any of you guys got a favorite Tony Scott movie?
I almost say Heat, but that's Michael Mann, right?
Yeah, that's Michael Mann. Yeah,
that's Michael Mann. Okay. Tony Scott, what's some Tony Scott movies?
I know, what's some Tony Scott movies?
All right, so on his filmography, okay, he did the original Top Gun. He did Beverly Hills Cop 2, Days of Thunder, The Last Boy Scout, True Romance, Crimson Tide, Enemy of the State, Deja Vu, and then most recently, before his death, he did Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, The A-Team, and Unstoppable.
Out of all those you just named, I gotta say True Romance is probably the best out of all of those. True Romance and Top Gun's like right under there.
Get you. I've never seen True Romance, so I don't know.
Yeah, Tarantino wrote it. He wrote the movie. He was supposed to direct it, I think, but for whatever reason he didn't, and Tony Scott took over. But that's a Tarantino script. But Tony Scott, he directed the shit out of that. That was an intense movie. Yeah, Christian Slater and Patricia Arquette. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard great things about that movie. That's never seen it. Yeah. Have any of you guys got a favorite movie? So Rashad is True Romance.
Probably Man on Fire. Too. Yeah. I'll probably agree with you because in terms of Denzel performances, that's like in my top 5. He's really good in that one.
Yeah. Yeah, he's awesome.
What was the last 2 movies you mentioned?
The A-Team and the Unstoppable.
I'd go with A-Team. I like A-Team.
Okay, cool. Yeah, never saw that one.
I'm surprised.
I remember eyes though a lot. So I've not seen a lot of movies.
I know. I have to joke with you on that. Sorry.
Right. Someone has to tell it how it is. Rashad does all the time. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, school is in session, man.
school's in session. Yeah, like very soon with Rashad, I'm going to be watching Commando for the first time and Conan the Barbarian. So.
Awesome.
Oh wow.
Yeah, all double feature. Yeah.
Yeah, never seen either. Well, we got Roddy saying favorite movie. Well, mine's Back to the Future. Rashad's is Rocky 3.
Blade Runner 2049.
49. JOEsen?
Go on, Jason.
Fiddler on the Roof is actually my favorite musical from 1971.
Okay.
Okay.
I watched that one time in like music class when I was in elementary school, and I don't remember it.
Yeah.
I was either in elementary school or middle school. I remember watching it, but I don't remember it though. Yeah, because back then we watched Fiddler on the Roof, West Side Story, and Sound of Music. Like those three were like always played during school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure of it, but yeah, it's a good choice, Jason. If it's a favorite, I'm gonna have to check it out. Joe, have you got a favorite?
Well, my favorite movie used to be Dawn of the Dead, the 2004 remake, and no, that wasn't just my favorite zombie movie; it was my favorite movie ever. But then Train to Busan, the Korean zombie movie, I prefer that to Dawn of the Dead. So I probably have to say Train to Busan. It's probably my favorite movie.
Cool.
Yeah, another one I've not seen, but I've heard great things around.
Did you not watch it with Emma?
Nah.
Because I know Emma likes it, doesn't she?
Oh, she loves it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
Have you seen any of our movies, Mike?
Rocky 3.
Rocky 3. Okay, there you go.
That's because I put him on it. He had to watch other Rocky movies.
Mike.
Because before Rashad, I hadn't seen any Rocky movie ever. So yeah, I've seen them all now, so that's good.
All right, good. You're on a good start.
I think you said 3 was your, or was it 2? I think you said 2 was your favorite, right? Out of all of them.
Yeah, but
Rocky
I would say
movies?
either 1 or 2.
Okay,
My favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Rocky 3's up there in the top 4 at least.
Yeah, love it.
Rocky
Club-
1, 2, 3, 4 is my favorites, basically.
Yeah, Clubber Lang was a perfect villain. Like everybody says, Ivan Drago, which Ivan Drago was physically the most physically imposing of all his opponents. But man, Clubber Lang really got in here, man. Clubber Lang had him scared where he didn't want to fight no more. He hit on his wife, took him out of his game. He made Rocky switch his whole style up just to fight him. So yeah, Clubber Lang.
Yeah, such a good movie, Rocky 3. Yeah, I can see why it's your favorite, Rashad. Honestly, it's awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Lego News says, for some reason, I always wear AirPods whenever I watch a movie in the cinema, just in case it's too loud, and because my ears are a bit sensitive. But I always have them while watching the movie. Yeah, that's fair, and I'm not sure sometimes if they do kind of like special screenings for like if it's a little bit quieter and stuff like that, because a lot of people are sensitive to certain sounds and stuff. So yeah, dude, that works for you. That's fair. Roddy's saying, is True Romance more romantic or more action packed? Sorry.
It's both. It's a love story with some very intense action scenes and a couple of I won't say gory, but some hardcore. I mean, it's Tarantino, so there's some hardcore kills in there, and a fucking tour de force performance by Gary Oldman. Like Gary Oldman was unrecognizable in that movie. He plays a white Jamaican drug lord.
Wow.
And I don't know any white people from Jamaica, but he pulled it off. Yeah, he had dreadlocks and everything, man. I was like, yo, I've never seen a white Jamaican, but he pulls it off. So yeah, to answer your question, it was equally both of them.
Okay, I'm intrigued. I love Gary Oldman as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. Rashad, you've sold us. And Lego News says, hey, Mike, just want to mention this. Don't know why it happens, but every time you comment on my videos, your comment appears twice. Yeah, not sure why that is. I'll keep an eye on it. But thanks for letting me know. I didn't even know. But yeah, so we're pretty much going to be wrapping up the stream right here. So I just want to thank everyone for watching all after the fact. Very quickly, just before we sign off, I'm going to go around each one of my guests to all their links are in the description box below. So please go subscribe to them. So I'm going to go to JOEsen first. JOEsen, do you want to tell everyone a little bit about what videos you've got coming up on your channel?
Yeah, I'm just I want to do a ranking of the Rambo movies because I just watched all 5 Rambo movies. So that's one I really want to do pretty soon. Mike's helped me so much trying to figure out how to do thumbnails. I'm hoping I can do a good thumbnail for that. And on September 9th, Adam from What the Gym and another guy named Briar from Briar CD Showcase is going to be on my channel. We're going to do a live stream of ranking our top 10 favorite animation movies.
Awesome. Sweet. Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, no, dude, that sounds awesome. And yeah, I'm excited to see your Rambo ranking as well, especially after watching them more recently with Rashad. So yeah, sounds awesome. So yeah, the link to Jason's channel's in the description box below. Please go subscribe to him. I'm going to go next. Norin, what have you got coming up?
All right, so now because it's September and we're getting towards Halloween, it's all countdown to Halloween now. So I put on, if nobody hasn't yet, I have my Twitter handle and all that kind of stuff. I do Twitter, and I put a poll out for, I'm going to be ranking my favorite, like, kind of subgenres of different horror. So first up is going to be zombies, and then I'm going to do, like, body horror, and then found footage, and just kind of do my top 10s for all the different subgenres of horror, counting down to Halloween.
Sweet. Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, and I know Norin over on this channel is a big horror guy as well. So yeah, go check that out. Excited for the rankings, dude. I'm really intrigued to see which ones you're going to be like on your top zombie ones, because I know Joe loves zombies as well. So that'll be awesome. So yeah, please go subscribe to Norin. The link to his channel is in the description box below, and then from there you can get his Twitter handle. Also, Rashad, what have you got coming up?
Not a whole lot. Shit. it has been much to talk about lately, man. You know. Well, I plan on watching that Idris Elba genie movie tomorrow. What's it called? Where he plays a genie.
1,000 something.
1,000 Years of Longing.
There
you go. So I'm going to see that tomorrow. So I guess I'll be dropping that review tomorrow. And then Mike, we're supposed to be doing the double feature this weekend, right?
Yeah.
And shit, that's then I gotta give you a portion of the horror movie that you gave me with the clown.
Yeah.
That freaks me out.
Yeah, so coming up on the channel, me and Rashad's gonna be clubbing to talk about Terrifier. So yeah.
Yeah, just the still image of the clown, because clowns freak me out. I hated Ronald McDonald when I was a kid. Like, clowns freak me the fuck out, man. So I'm looking forward to that scaring me. So I got that coming up with you, and then after that, I'm just gonna be chilling until Cobra Kai comes out next Friday. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's basically it.
Well, Rashad, two things. Terrifier makes Pennywise look like a joke. So I'm excited for that. And then the second thing, that 3,000 Years of Longing you're going to go see. I've heard it's very artsy, like A24 style, so I think you're not going to like that movie.
In that case, I might skip that one then. Because only reason I want to see it. Well, thanks, Mike. You know, you saved me a couple of dollars. Because the only reason I wanted to see, because I saw George Miller was directing it. You know, I love George Miller, like the Mad Max movies and Fury Road. You know, so I'm like, George Miller directing a genie movie with Idris Elba? Yeah. But if it's A24-ish, hell no.
It's not A24, but I've heard from some reviews it's very artsy style like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's good or not. I've not seen it yet.
Oh shit. Well, maybe not.
He changed his mind that quickly.
Yeah.
But me and Rashad's very like torn on A24, so I understand.
Well, then again, at A24, they do have some good movies. I did like Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's one of my favorite movies this year. It's just when they do horror, like their horror movies stink. They're terrible. But everything else, like Uncut Gems, I thought was good. What's another A24? The one that Jonah Hill directed, mid-90s. So they've done some good movies. Just stay the fuck away from horror, and we'll be okay.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Yeah, I mean, you've got some interesting movies, but That's going to be a stream I've got in the works. Rashad definitely going to be on for that, so don't worry.
Oh, yeah. And I have some tequila ready, too.
Yeah, please do. So whatever Rashad's got coming up on his channel, because we don't know at this point, go subscribe to him. Link is in the description box down below. And finally, Joe from the JOEsen One, what have you got coming up?
Well, yeah, I've only got a few videos on my channel, and like I said earlier in my stream, I'm doing a food challenge mini series at the moment, where I'm just going to a certain restaurant and I'm just tackling every single food challenge rather than the menu. So I've got all them episodes to come. I did a metal detecting video, so I might have found some treasure. You'll have to check that out. But also, I'm going to do a prank video soon. I bought some prank money, so I bought some fishing line, so I'm going to be connecting back to some money. So I'm just going to be reeling suckers in all day long.
Is Mike going to be?
What, sorry, Jason?
Is Mike going to be on it?
If he wants to help, I probably do need some help doing it. So Mike, if you're free.
I'll be stood there, the cameraman just taking all the flash when people coming, they're angry.
Yeah, Mike, help your brother out, man.
And yeah, I'm hoping there's going to be some good movies coming out. Like I said, Norin said it's coming up to September, October time, so lots of horror movies are hopefully going to get released, because I love horror. So hopefully I might get a few movie reviews chucked in there. But yeah, variety channel, different content all the time, so full of surprises.
Yeah, awesome. Definitely a lot of stuff coming up. And so, yeah, please go subscribe to all my guests. The links are in the description box below. And one last thing, for anyone who isn't aware, next week I'll be in Florida. So for the next 2-3 weeks, there won't be any Z Talks whatsoever. But I will still have content coming out. But I've got a couple of stuff working on in the weekend. I actually really can't even think of what I've got coming up. I've got a couple of videos on so stay tuned. But yeah, I just want to thank Joe from the JOEsen One, Jason from Jason the Old Millennial, Rashad G from Rashad G Reviews, and Norin Radd89 for joining me today. Lego News says, well, later, fellas, great stream, Mike. Can't wait for the next one. Yeah, thanks, dude. It'll be a couple of weeks' time. And one last comment, Roddy was saying, excited for Halloween ends. Personally loved Halloween Kills. Yeah.
Thank you. Halloween Kills was good, and people need to stop tripping.
Yeah, I agree with you, Sean. I actually enjoyed that movie. I mean, I know it was a filler to get to this last movie, but I still really enjoyed it. It made Mike Myers look like a threat. So yeah. So we were all talking earlier. We're saying that we're all kind of looking forward to how it's going to conclude. So yeah, thanks for everyone tuning in live after the fact. Until next time, we will see you later. Bye, everyone.
Bye.